Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A very good Tuesday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada's storage experts. We're live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Thank you to everyone for listening across the Edmonton Sports Talk audio channels, edmontonsportstalk.com, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Apple Music. For those watching on YouTube or listening to this on podcast, wherever you get your podcast, Tom Gazzola is here making his way up from Calgary this morning. I am Matt Iwanyk. I made it back from Calgary last night. Rob from the Grove is here. He made it back from Calgary last night as well. He was on the EST bus. And Derek Van Diest from NHL.com. He made it from Edmonton to here today. So I believe. Yeah. You were in Calgary last week, though.
I was in Calgary last week. Yeah.
He made it back to Edmonton from last week.
I think I drove back Friday morning.
So we all spent as little time as we could in Calgary. And made our way back to Edmonton. Thank you to everyone for tuning into the Hangout here on Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta. The new promo codes for September: EST Sports deposit 50, get a free 50. YG50 also deposit 50 and get a free 50. That's Play Alberta, playalberta.ca. How are we all doing today?
Doing great. Good. First day of school apparently because traffic was backed up.
First day of school for many.
Yeah.
I think out in like Sherwood Park and stuff because Cass's kids have already went back to school last. Some went back to school last Thursday.
Yeah, you shouldn't go back to school in August. That's ridiculous.
It feels wrong, doesn't it?
It feels wrong.
It's also on the Thursdays a weird one.
It feels wrong. Yeah.
Did you have kids go to school? Are your kids old enough that
starting today?
Oh, they are starting today.
My son starts tomorrow in high school.
Yeah.
Because they do grade 12. So
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they do the staggered usually.
Yeah. 9, 10, 11 starts today and then 12 tomorrow.
Really?
So,
Interesting. Is that a Spruce Grove specific thing?
Maybe so the kids
could
don't
be.
get bullied or what?
well,
Yeah,
yeah, they're slow. Yeah.
I was as a grade 10er. I went before no one else came for AOB.
At AOB?
And then grade 12s got last. I think part of it is to let the grade 10s come in and
Oh my God.
see the school and not have to worry about the grade 12ers to come in and just like push them around, I guess, or something.
I did not interact with 10th graders when I was in the 12th grade.
True.
I interacted with 12th graders when I was in 10th grade, but that's a different story. I was playing senior basketball, so that's why.
No big deal.
No big deal.
Humble brag.
I won't break.
Rob, how was the bus and the whole trip for you?
It was good. It was great. Weather was great. Had a great time with everyone. So sat with Big Uke, who's now known as... What's his name?
Supersized Indiana Jones.
Supersized Indiana Jones. I saw that. That was
right.
pretty good.
So,
like that.
Corey B. But no, we had a great time. Lots of fun, lots of laughs. So
Yeah, it was good. You guys get some good airtime there, and
yeah, apparently. So
who's the supersized Indiana Jones?
I was 40. I talked to 40 after. He's like, "Do you know that guy?" I'm like, "Yes."
Everybody
He goes,
knows
"I kind of feel bad." I'm like, "No." Yeah, I bet Big Uke loved it.
he did. He's like, I'm changing all my socials to that now. So
Dusty, we talked about it on the post game show last night, and Dusty, it was funny, like listening to like some of the EST stuff come up on the broadcast. I mean, it was garbage time at that point.
Yeah.
So he's like, he's actually named Big Uke, and people are like, "What does that mean?" It's like Big Ukrainian. And then they played the video of Zach asking Dusty for a hug. And you can hear Dusty go, "No." And Dwayne's like, why don't you want to give that guy a hug? He goes, "Well, he works for us and he's kind of annoying." I was howling on the sideline.
No, it was good. It was the game wasn't good, but
We had a great time. The two buses sold them out, went down. I wasn't there for the tailgating, but Dave in Section T and Scout set up the tailgate spot. Dave in Section T brought a brisket, just randomly plopped up in the Calgary tailgate spot, just threw up a tent, and we had our own tailgate spot. Apparently the brisket was delicious.
it was. Yeah.
Of course it was.
From what I heard. Well, yeah, that's a good point. But we had our own tailgate spot. The Elks were great to give us all little cowbells as we walked off the bus so that everyone in the section had some noise to bring a little extra noise. They were taking some good pictures of us over there. And we just had a good time.
We did.
No matter what, win or lose, it was the vibes were there. We were having a great time.
Few drinks,
some dancing.
Yep.
The progression of supersized Indiana Jones shirt from
Slowly.
one button, then two buttons, then three buttons to that point on TV where it's just fully open. It's just wonderful. It's just great.
Yeah.
And then everyone made it back safely. So
My wife's like, "Did you keep a shirt on?" I'm like, "Sort of." he undid it, but it stayed on.
It never came off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have like an early picture or found
Supersized
one.
Indiana Jones. I like that. That was fun. That was pretty funny.
Dwayne was on fire. I'm getting to know him more.
Yeah.
And I said to Dustin last night, I'm like, he's funny. Like, he's hilarious. Because he comes across as just like very business.
Yeah.
Very, obviously, he's a wealth of knowledge when it comes to all Canadian football and football in general. And then you hear some of the things he says, and you're like, Dwayne actually just say that?
They let him do it.
That was good.
Yeah, you could just go through all the pictures and you just slowly see Big Uke shirt.
Yeah.
Just
Buttons coming down.
there's one last button. There's one last button. And then that Jay and I were at the brew house, and all of a sudden, it was just completely open. Like, there it is. And we were just very happy. But everyone had a great time, it seemed, in the seats in terms of just good times.
Yep.
Win or lose, result doesn't matter. You have a good time. I'll still have to talk to the Elks, but I think we could do this again next year. I hope we can do it again next year. And we did 2 buses. Let's try to do 3 next year.
I heard Rick say on the morning show that there was a waiting list by the end of it.
Yeah.
We had a waiting list.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
we sold out at the beginning of last week, and then there was a waiting list throughout the week. Some people on the waiting list got the call,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, there was a waiting list. So now that people also see that we had such a good time, and they like Calgary, it was like a away soccer fan for us.
Yeah.
like
Oh,
they
yeah.
grabbed us the section furthest corner right
Yeah.
at the top. You guys go there, but it was awesome.
No, I imagine, yeah. They used to, back when I was going to university, we used to have buses that would go up. And we'd have like 5 or 6 buses, have the big fan section there. But it got sloppy and it got out of hand a little bit. And every year we went there. I went there about 4 or 5 times, maybe 3 or 4 times. And Calgary just destroy Edmonton on Labor Day. Then they come back on the Friday and lose. Like that was the mysterious thing is that how you get killed in Calgary, come back 4 days later and win Edmonton. But so it'll be interesting now. The game's on Saturday as opposed to it used to be Monday, Friday, quick turnaround. But now it's Monday, Saturday.
It is wild how the scene shifting changes the mojo of the game and who it favors, and how you get a beat down in Calgary by the Stampeders. Then you go back to Edmonton and it's like, oh, no, the Eskimos or the Elks are going to win. And they do. It's those sweeps that are, well, I mean, Calgary pulled them off for a while because Edmonton was so bad. But, to go in and steal one in the other team's barn. But just like the way it works, I don't know if it's like the juju of the energy and it just gets to the visiting team. Like, I thought the Elks were in a good position when they kept it close in the first half.
You can't miss that field goal. That turned the game.
Oh, I thought so too. And we were talking about that on post game last night.
That swung momentum. You got to make that field goal.
Well, it was a 5-point swing too because it was a
'cause they
missed
came
field
back
goal.
in.
Rouge VA with PI help.
Yeah.
They're in a field goal position. Then Rene Paredes kicks that field goal. That's just a massive swing.
Well, we asked for Killam for halftime, and Mike Arcuri from the Elks does a great job over there. Was like, I'll try. And then he goes, do you have a backup interview request just in case? Because I don't think Mark's going to give you more than 2 words per question. And I was like, oh. So we asked for Cody Fajardo. Mike said yes. And then Mike comes back. He goes, Mark's ready. He's cooled down. And he gave a decent halftime interview. And I think he understands, like, yes, there's a lot of attention on him. But I think that play or that sequence pissed him off. And I know they showed him on the broadcast getting fired up. And I think one of the things that irked him was that last minute in the first half.
Oh, for sure, because you're getting momentum. You make that field goal, you get momentum, and suddenly it's a close game going into the second half. And then you're right, it's a 5-point swing. It's little things like that mean they're big, right?
Yeah,
little things like
absolutely.
that add up to be a big thing. So it's good.
This is Hangout Headlines, by the way, brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club. Premier conditions, top-notch service, unmatched value. Book your tee time at theranchgolf.com. I also just feel like Calgary, like the 2 things that one is I reference them to that snake. They slowly just suffocate you until you have nothing left, and then they just finish you off. And like they played mistake-free football yesterday, and they didn't need to elevate their game too much. The Elks made their mistakes. The Stamps capitalized, and then that punt return touchdown ended it all. But like there's also that huge mistake by the Elks where they bring in the 6th offensive lineman.
Grail back.
He's moving in motion.
Cuts back.
Ball gets snapped, fumble. Elks lose the ball. They're at the Calgary. They were on our side of the field
It's
too.
20, yeah.
They were on the
20, I
Calgary
think.
18 at the time. New fresh set of downs. They were marching.
I was like, what happened there? I was like, how do you fumble the ball on a shotgun?
Well,
Like, it was
even-
just crazy. It was just
On the call, Dusty's like, "Where is it?"
yeah, no one knew where
And
the ball was.
I'm like, "Where the hell?"
We're all
what
looking for
happened
the
to
ball.
Like,
But you got to play mistake-free football in Calgary if you're going to upset them there. They didn't do that, obviously, and you got to take advantage of your chances. They didn't do that, but they're there. They're not. They didn't get blown out 45-6, which I saw a few times when I went down to Calgary. Like they're there. They just got to clean up that game a little bit. My opinion.
Penalties.
Yeah.
Stupid penalties. Stupid plays.
yeah.
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 Were you guys surprised that there wasn't more animosity? I think Niles Morgan got into it with someone at the end of the first half because they have to cross to go to each other's locker rooms, which is weird. It's just, I mean, I guess it's been like that way forever.
McMahon Stadium.
At McMahon, yeah. Touche. But it really didn't get too feisty. I was kind of hoping it would.
No, it didn't, and I think it's because the Elks have been so bad for so long, right? It's tough to have a rivalry when one team's always winning that rivalry. I know the Stampeders
It's
weren't
2 of 2
Yeah,
in the last.
yeah,
Going
Stampeders
into this
haven't
was
been
2
very
of 2.
good either. But I just think if the teams were better, rivalries are created in playoffs, right? When's the last time these guys met in a playoff game?
2019,
Yeah.
2018.
I think so.
Yeah, Jason Moss's team, and it was that weird, like 11-point play or whatever, where Moss went for the field goal.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
Took the
that's
points
how it
when it
was.
was like, maybe go for it.
Oilers Flames, same thing. I mean, met in playoffs a couple times, and it was like, now Vancouver. So yeah, no,
I
no
like it when
animosity.
they play against each other in the playoffs.
No, it's good. You want the teams to be playing each other against the playoffs. You want that rivalry. You want that to happen. So
But that's also, I feel like also to a degree, maybe that's just not who the Calgary Stampeders are right now. They don't need to get into it with Calgary. They don't need to, because they're just the best team in the CFL. It's weird. They're 2 points behind Saskatchewan, but they're easily the best team in the CFL.
Yeah.
And I think everyone's just acknowledging
Yeah.
it now.
Yeah.
It's like, no, Calgary's better.
They're second in the West, but they're the best team in the CFL.
It's crazy too. Like they legit have 12 new starters on defense.
I know.
And then 40 was talking about Bob Slowick and the job he's done. And we were asking them going into the week, it's like, why is your defense working? And they're like, everyone's bought in. It's just simple. And then we've got good veterans that have kind of the pieces have fit.
Yeah.
And it's like, geez, like, how do you do that? 12 guys coming from all
Quick
over the
too.
place.
Quick turnaround too, right?
Yeah,
So,
and that
yeah.
that D line is just. Did it not look like Cody Fajardo was basically playing Frogger in the pocket, trying to duck, dive, and dodge
much.
everything?
It all starts with the D line. Like they're putting so much pressure on them.
yeah.
Like they
Going with
disrupted
4.
everything. 4.
Just
If you
4.
can rush
Yeah.
4, and that's it starts there. If you can rush forward on your D line, not have to bring anyone on a blitz or anything like that, you're going to create problems because then you can have guys covered. You can create that pressure. So yeah, Fajardo was running around for his life last
Yeah.
night. So
Couple sacks too. Got caught from behind. Couldn't get away. So yeah, tough.
Yeah, a few times probably could have got rid of the ball a little quicker. But, he had 6 rushes, I think, in the game. A good 4 of them were just, he escaped the pressure
Yeah.
and he got out and he was running for his life and got huge gains out of it.
True.
But that was a lot in the first half too. And then Calgary did a good job of limiting what Cody Fajardo can do running the ball. The Elks just, Justin Rankin had 48 rushing, 48 receiving in the end. So it was a decent game, but they just can't really get that run game going right now either. And yeah, when Calgary needed to score points, they were able to just march down the field and put up the points that were necessary. And, you're not going to win a football game, though, if you don't score a touchdown.
Yeah.
The Edmonton Elks yesterday couldn't get a touchdown.
That's a good point.
That's the tough part.
They got close.
they got close. They got close a couple times.
Also, speaking of that, when Kale and Julian Grant made that catch for the big play to get him into the red zone, could he not have just continued to the corner instead of cutting back to the middle? It was right in front of us. I'm like, just go. It's wide open. Unless I'm missing something.
I'm just trying to think. I think he was just trying to get to the end zone. I don't know.
But he made the cutback, and he basically went into the flow of traffic, and they caught up with him. I mean, he's a beast, and he can drag guys into the end zone. He did that in Montreal, but I was like, hey, he could have just take the space available and got to the corner. But maybe it's different when you see it up top compared to at field level. Plus, I mean, he's the one making the play, so he probably knows a little bit better than everybody else.
Okay, McMahon also just not great. Just got to throw that out there. Just not a great.
Well, it's a terrible stadium.
Like a great spot to watch the game, like in the seats.
Yeah.
We had a great sight line in our
good.
spot. It was awesome. Saw some really good angles of the game. Beyond that, it's just not good.
We should use some of that arena money to spend and rent. Like you have places like you have some nice stadiums in the
Saskatchewan's wonderful.
Saskatchewan, Winnipeg is wonderful. Hamilton's a little older, but they still have a decent stadium. Calgary's got to come up. Like they have no infrastructure. Like they got to build a stadium.
It's so bad.
The fact that
bad.
they're getting the Grey Cup next year is disappointing. They should not be getting a Grey Cup until they fix that
No,
stadium.
they gotta. Yeah, that stadium should be built a new one. I know
remember-
it's easier said than done to blow up a stadium, but it's what is that? 50 years old that stadium?
No,
now?
1960 it opened up.
Really?
So that's what 70?
75.
No,
65.
65.
Yeah.
Yeah.
65 years old. So that's
It looks like it's 65.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and but there's like how many renovations have been done to it? Like at least Commonwealth at times has had money pumped into it. The 01 15 Women's World Cup. Like there've been times where we've pumped some money back into it to get it a little bit better.
yeah.
They haven't done anything to, I think, McMahon. So
I was, you know what, Maddie, looking around yesterday, I was like, something looks different here. Because they used to, you know how at Commonwealth they have that center speaker hanging over.
2 years ago they
noticed that
moved
too.
that.
They got rid of that. They
Yeah.
put a little bit of money. They put a new scoreboard, new turf. And
Yeah,
got
they have
rid
the
of that.
speakers next to the scoreboard now, and it shoots out.
It pumps out nicely.
Yeah.
Commonwealth, like I don't understand that center speaker thing. That seems like a technology of 50 years ago or whatever. But Commonwealth's going to need a little bit of love right away here, obviously. But yeah, outside of that, like the hallways down below, I'm like popped into the visiting team locker room before the team arrived on
Yeah.
Saturday, and I was like, oh no, like this is not good.
It's just a portable, isn't it? Is it still
No.
just-
It's like there's stalls and everything, but it's tight, it's narrow,
Yeah.
it's
Like the concourse.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, like okay, they've renovated the bathrooms, put in new floor, fresh coat of paint and all that, but it's like no, you don't really have a lot of work to or space to maneuver and I know you don't want to make the visiting team that comfortable, and that's the strategy in football, but you're like this is kind of
No.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've been in that locker room. I hadn't covered the.
it's the same.
It's
Probably exactly
You'll
the
probably
same
walk
from-
in and like, this is
exactly the same.
This is how it is.
Yeah.
I remember when 2019 Grey Cup was in Calgary. JMO did the pre and post game for the national radio broadcast. I remember he had the commission on at the time. I don't know. He had the mayor on. Nenshi when he was mayor. And he basically was asking almost everyone, I think, though. There's like, is this the last time we're going to have a Grey Cup here until we get a new stadium or something? And like, it was kind of like thought of at the time. And yeah, like Calgary won't get another one until they get a new stadium.
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, they're getting it next year. It's like, oh, okay, cool. I'm going to watch a Grey Cup at that stadium next year. Meh.
Matt is a
Well,
fair point.
first things first, though, if they get the new arena, maybe that'll kind of because originally the plans were a new arena and new stadium. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Right beside each
it was
other.
that it was Calgary Next project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't look like it was a terrible looking project.
It did look good, no, but it was the rink and the stadium
And a field house.
and a field house.
And the field house would or something would lift up or go down or something like that. It was, and then the stadium would be constructed around it or something.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
Yeah, it
was the Omniplex idea. For anyone that remembers the Omniplex
I
idea of
remember
Edmonton.
reading about the Omniplex.
Omniplex.
It was supposed to be downtown, and the hockey,
The hockey rink would have come down on top of the football stadium.
Yeah.
I think it was. Is that how it went?
something like that. Yeah, there are some pictures of like the concept design. If you look it up, like Omniplex Edmonton, you'll be like, wow, that is wild. And it was in the 60s, I believe, that they were talking about doing that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing they didn't.
True.
Good thing. Well, we were talking about this yesterday with some of the guys in the truck. In Ottawa, because we're going around talking about the stadiums in the league, in the CFL. In Ottawa, they're going to tear down the one side of the stands because underneath it is the arena
That's where the
where the
67s play.
67s played. The Senators played there when they came into the
The
NHL.
old Civic Center or whatever.
The Civic Center, yeah, and it's like it's in a state of disrepair. The structure is starting to give.
Yeah.
And it is a 60s era building. So what they're going to do is build a new arena on the one end zone and then have like suites and seats, end zone seats that are in the arena, but it's still part of the stadium.
Right.
Rip down that entire stands with the arena and then build up a new set of stands. Same like 26,000 capacity in the end. It's going to take a couple of years. And they're talking about like the Red Blacks are still going to play there. They're going to have to move all the broadcast cameras. It's going to be a bit of a mess. But apparently, where that development is, where the Ottawa TD Stadium is like a great party atmosphere, and has an awesome vibe, kind of like where we were yesterday at that University Brewhouse. Like movie theater, restaurants, housing,
Whole kind of area.
Yeah, it's all like
community.
a self-contained community, and apparently it's a great place to go to a football game, and they do the soccer games there too, hockey game, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you hang out after, and then you can get back to downtown or whatever freeway to get home in the suburbs. So apparently it's a vibe. So at least they have that.
I was down at Perry Pern the other day or last week, and Zane Yakovic runs that, and his son is AJ Yakovic, the former play-by-play guy.
1260 alum.
Yeah, and he was talking about how there's too many teams in Ottawa almost. Like they got the football team, they got the soccer team, they got a good baseball team, they got a junior hockey team, they got the Senators, they got the basketball team,
PWHL team.
yeah,
now.
PWHL team. There's a lot of teams, and he says it's almost the market is almost a little saturated in Ottawa. But there's a lot going on in Ottawa with a lot of teams. So
I think the city population-wise is like similar to ours, 1.5 million. You've got Gatineau. You remember Gatineau across the river?
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Go to the casino resort.
I never actually been to Gatineau, but I know it's across the
It was
river.
nice.
Yeah. So
Omniplex was set in 1970. It was the ice rink at the bottom, and the football deck was raised up.
Come on.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like there'd be the ice rink, and then they
cross-section.
bring it up so that then
Yes.
partial of the seats are still there, and you can see the ice surface. And then when it's football time, this playing surface comes down, and they get more seats that are popped up. 1970,
That is so strange.
revolutionary thinking. That's when Calgary Next was thrown out there. I'm like, this is the Omniplex to a degree. It was never going to fly, and it was an ugly looking
well,
one.
1970s.
weird.
That was a time when they were building these. They were building these multi-purpose stadiums, right? You could play football and basketball and baseball in them and things like that. And those things,
King Dome and all that stuff.
the King Dome and the Sky Dome, and yeah.
Well, Skydome was like the end of the era, and it was like the last one ever built. And the Jays and everybody complained about it for a while until they moved the Argos out to BMO. And then there was also talk too that when they designed BMO, they kind of did it in a way that would be too small to fit the Argos.
Well, they like how it kind of worked was they wanted to get the Argos to be involved with it, and they were going to build it to work for both. And the Argos like, we're good, we've got Skydome, so like, okay, we'll build a soccer stadium.
Right.
And then they built it more soccer focused. Then many years later, the Argos like, hey, can we play there? And they had to fix it to
Yeah, the
get
Jays
them in
kicked the
there.
Argos out of the.
Yeah, and now Rogers Center it's a baseball specific
Yeah, it's a baseball
facility.
facility.
And it looks nice. They pumped a whole bunch of money in it. BMO.
Well, BMO Field is getting expanded for the World Cup, so they're gonna put some money into that field.
Yeah, it's a weird looking expansion to that with where some of those seats are.
Yeah, it is. It's it's just
Less than a year away. I got to book my hotels.
less than a year away for the World Cup.
Okay, just back to the Elks here a little bit. Saturday, Calgary comes to town. What's the confidence level everybody has that the Elks can get this split here? Rob?
If they play their game, possibly. Calgary's pretty good. Defense is good, but they got to play their game and just don't give up, I guess, But I'd love to see them. They need to win. But I think the season's pretty much done. So
Yeah, because it's okay. How many wins does this team need to, was it 8 or 9 wins to get to the playoffs?
What do we say? 9. Winnipeg loss. That Winnipeg loss was huge too, by the way.
Yeah. But that was also Winnipeg and Edmonton had a game in hand on BC. They now use that this weekend.
Lost.
They didn't gain any ground for that. So BC's right there too. BC gets Ottawa this week. But if it's 9 wins, that's 5 more wins in the remaining, what is it, 7 games?
7. Yeah, because what are they? They're now
They're 4-7.
4-7.
They're 4-7, so they got 7 games left. They've got Calgary, they've got Toronto, they got Hamilton, they got Winnipeg, they got Saskatchewan, they got BC, they got Calgary. They've yet to beat a West team. So if they need 5 wins, they got to go 5 of 7. If maybe 8 gets it done, you still got to go 4 of the next 7.
You have to beat Calgary at some point.
Yeah,
I mean,
beat
the
'em,
best
yeah.
chance, like Rob was saying, is this Saturday.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're there. To be honest, I don't think they're there. They've made too many mistakes. They don't make the big plays. Calgary looks like a pretty polished team.
Their average margin of victory in their 7 wins now, it is, or 8 wins, I think it's 8 now, is 15.
Yeah,
The average margin of victory that they've won by. That includes 3 games against Winnipeg, 2 games against Saskatchewan. They're winning by an average of 2 touchdowns, more than 2 touchdowns.
no, they're the best team in the league. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, I have a question for you guys. I know we're talking about the Elks and looking ahead and all that. And this is kind of an aside, but Hamilton's struggling now. Their defense is porous. BC is an enigma, obviously. Winnipeg looks wounded. Do you guys think? And now Toronto has put together a couple of wins after looking desolate at 2-7 at one point. Do you guys think Montreal might be a sleeper? Like, when they get healthy, Davis Alexander comes back, they can just cruise through the East now.
Davis Alexander, Tyson Philbot, Austin Mack.
Yeah.
When they're healthy, we saw it. They're good. They're really good. They just haven't had any of those players.
No.
And Hamilton's not that good of a football team now, I think.
That's wild.
We thought that they were, but who have they beaten this season? They beat BC. That's their best victory.
Yep.
And if it wasn't for Julian Grant dropping that football,
They would have lost that game here.
they should have had been on a 5-game losing streak. Yeah.
Well, I think they had. Didn't Montreal have 6 starters out at one point?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
And like stars.
yeah,
Not just starters, but like stars.
yeah.
And they only sit 2 points back of Hamilton for that top spot in the East.
Yeah.
But Hamilton's reeling right now.
Yeah.
Although Toronto, they're surging.
Which is wild considering how much disarray we were talking about 2 weeks ago.
they're just.
Nick
That's the CFL.
Arbuckle.
Though. You
Yeah.
get some players back, you get some healthy bodies, and you can turn things around pretty quickly.
Did you see the ending of that game?
Yes.
It was
They were
ridiculous.
so lucky.
They're lucky he stepped out of bounds with
Yeah.
1 second to go.
But
He's going
if not,
for-
he would have got a touchdown. He got in.
No, but he stepped out of bounds.
Oh, at the time when he said,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
because
If he had stepped out of bounds with zeros on the clock, the
they
game
would have been
over.
awful.
Yeah.
Well, Jay was yelling at because we're watching the end of that, like, get out of bounds.
Yeah.
But like, if he did, but
No, I thought he had a lane to the end zone too, but I think he had to. You got to realize the situation.
But even then, they were in. He got into field goal range, like in double coverage. He catches a ridiculous ball, and then I don't know how much you were able to see because you were in the tailgate area, Rob.
You were occupied. We
were occupied,
Yeah.
It was just one Hamilton. Just go back to their second last possession. It was 3rd and something from the 20 of Toronto.
yeah,
Lose the ball. Toronto gets it back. They have to punt. Then Hamilton scores the go ahead. They don't get the 2 points, so it's a 1-point game. Toronto, Brissett, he's in field goal range, but he beelines it, and just a ridiculous ending.
it was. Like I said, he stepped out of bounds with 1 second to go, and he's just lucky. Because-
Joaquin was texting. He's like, "This is the craziest football game I've ever seen." And we're getting ready to do like interviews before the game for the pregame show, and the booth is going like Dusty and 40 are going crazy, and then the panel, I can hear the panel, and they're like, "What the hell is going on?" I'm like, "What is happening? I have no clue. Please tell me, somebody." And
I think I was mid-thought on the pregame show.
oh
And I was like, oh my God, what is happening?
Yes.
And Jay and I went, and like we stopped mid pregame show to look at this. And then we had internet issues and it went down and people were joking that it was such a crazy game. It just took down our internet.
Oh my God,
And then
man.
like we were down for a little bit after that. It was like wild. And then even the Winnipeg Saskatchewan game
Yes.
was
Yeah.
unbelievable in itself.
was-
I know Dusty was complaining a little bit yesterday. He's like, it sucked watching these 2 great football games. And then I have to call this dud of a football game.
Yeah.
This 28-7 game with what, like 2 touchdowns in it?
yeah, that's fair.
But Winnipeg,
fair,
like
fair.
a 2-point conversion return to the house, and then an onside kick that Winnipeg almost gets. It's just incredible. It was a great weekend for the Canadian Football League. Once again, I loved the Labor Day weekend. So, Elks Stamps Saturday. Get your tickets right now. The forecast looks beautiful. mid to high 20s for Saturday.
Awesome.
Hopefully the smoke could go away. Tickets are moving. West side is pretty full. Like, it's pretty sold out. East side, there are still some tickets. So if you don't want to sit in the sun, you're going to want to act fast, especially to make sure you get your west side tickets, because you're on the west side, so you don't have to worry about the sun.
Well, we don't have to worry about the sun. West side.
Tommy's going to hope that it hits over 30 degrees.
Then I can actually wear a golf shirt.
Then he can wear a golf shirt.
Is that the rule? Over 30?
Yeah. Yesterday it was like almost there, and I'm like, it's. And I was also thinking too, I'm like, it's a pretty big game, so I don't know if I'm gonna dumb it down to a polo or whatever. Whatever.
I don't think anyone would, at least that was at the game, would have said anything.
Good point.
Surprised more people didn't get burnt.
I'm
'Cause it
sure
was
there are a
hot,
few
and
crispy
they were in the
people.
sun the whole time.
Yeah,
So.
you guys were on the east side. That whole
Imagine in the
east side was
corner in the
cooking.
sun.
Yeah, and we got it. The clouds came every so often, which helped a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it was they put us right in the sun too. It was awesome.
I was on the Elks sideline for the first quarter. We were trying to get our first hit in. It was actually they were sitting. Mark Killam's buddies from Lethbridge were sitting right below you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Nate Dogg.
I
Good-
saw that
good guy.
clip. He was one of the guys that was actually standing up every so often and like getting everyone to stand up and make
Yeah.
noise on defense. It was great.
That's his buddy since 5th grade, he said. So I was texting with Nate Dogg. I'm like, where are you guys sitting? And then he sent me a screen grab of his seats. And I'm like, you guys are with the nasties. You're going to be just fine. And it looked good up there. It was awesome. But yeah, it was cooking on that east side. I scooched over to the other side and I'm like, oh my God, it's so much better over here.
Supersized Indiana Jones in the nasty chat. It was hot.
It was hot.
It was
What
hot.
did you do to mitigate that supersized Indiana Jones?
It's a lot of good times. I wonder how Trev's doing that. There was a great Trev posted a great video of him. At one point, there's a shot of all the nasties, but he zoomed in on him, and you just watch him put his hands in his heads and start shaking his head. And then Kayla's next to him, and she's
saw
got
that.
her head there too. But like, just that's like disappointed in what he just saw.
He said, yeah,
like,
he
just
What was it?
he was just like
From the game?
This is about how the game. This is by,
how the
my,
game
by
went.
my reaction. This
Oh,
is how the
okay.
game is going. He's rubbing his head.
That's a fair reaction.
Yeah.
it was like.
And
If
Kayla
you
was doing the
didn't,
same thing?
well, sure. You then like they like zoom out a little more, and you just see her hands are on her head. But it's just one of those like, yeah, I'll show you DVD. But so like, if that was something you'd almost script, but they got it perfect, and then just the full like,
Oh, yeah.
what did we just watch?
You
what
put
just
the hat
happened
brim
here?
down. That is unreal. I also want to hear like I could when you guys are getting off the buses.
Yeah.
And I was saying hi to everyone. I could kind of tell who was already well into it, and I want to know if there's some stories. I know Rick was saying him and Jay were putting like wrappers from beef jerky into people's pockets.
I didn't
and
know
stuff
that.
like that.
What was happening? Who
When
was
you went
doing
up,
this?
so they had coolers at the front of the bus. So they basically, if you wanted a drink, you had your tickets, but if you wanted more, you had to go up front. They had a
Nice
debit
menu,
machine. Yeah,
machine.
$7 a drink. It's actually not bad.
Oh,
Elks
Yeah.
did a great job having that all set up for us.
And then apparently every time somebody went up with cargo shorts, he would stuff wrappers.
I
in
love
their
that.
pockets.
That's
So,
what you get for wearing
I
cargo
didn't know
shorts.
that. So
Stop wearing cargo shorts. They're so niche.
yeah. So, but no, I mean, we got to Red Deer and we kind of, everybody needed, well, yeah, Eric said he was hurting still from the night before. So he splashed some water, went over to the liquor hutch and grabbed
Yeah.
a couple drinks and pounded those. 20 minutes. It's like, okay. So we went
He was
over
a new
and,
man. Of
ready to go right after that.
course,
So,
he's a trooper, man.
Yeah.
My
That's a
favorite
gutsy
thing was I
performance.
came off the bus last, and the two buses were all there, and I see there's a group of people going to the liquor hutch. There's, let's say, 12 of them. 8 of them were staff of Edmonton Sports Talk, whatever it was. Like, it wasn't listeners going, it wasn't the fans. It was majority, or just like our diehard nasties, along with the staff. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Like, oh, there's Jay, there's Trev, there's Hernan, there's Eric, there's Jasmine. Like, oh yeah, they're all going to liquor hutch right now. Awesome. Good
Well,
job.
In my like 5 minutes with everybody, when you guys got off the bus, I was like, okay, Hernan's gonna have a day. His cousin Luciano's
Yes.
gonna have a day. I feel like they did. Trev seemed like he was having a good time. Jazzy seemed like she was having a good time.
Yeah, I just got a video sent to me, which looks like she's taking supersized Big U Indiana Jones's drink from him and just drinking it.
Yep. Okay,
that.
Tanis, I would imagine, had a good time.
Thanks, Lucas.
And Bruce Simpson actually came up to me from William Huff, and he goes, I just saw Eric. Looks like he can barely stand. And I started laughing. I'm like, I think he'll hold up, though.
Which is funny because when we left, Jay and I, we said it, that we're like, he looked pretty good.
I think, but he might have been, good yesterday, but when you stack up a couple of big days like that.
No, but when we left after 3 quarters,
He was all right.
I was like, oh, I didn't.
Just telling you what Bruce told me. And
So-
I looked up and I could see him in his Barracudas jersey, and I was like,
It's a great jersey.
there he is.
Stands out.
Oh, he definitely
Yep.
did. It
I just want to go do it again.
was awesome.
Got to wait a year for that, though. Got to wait a year. Although a lot of you nasties could go to the Elks game this weekend and do it yourselves. Jay and I will not be there. We will be here for the Green and Gold kickoff and post-game shows, as we'll bring you the action. Well, pre-game and post-game reaction to the game. So,
I will say, though, their tailgate is very different than ours, I think.
in what
Everybody
way?
is behind their vehicles instead of in front. So you didn't really want to go up to anybody and, well, we're wearing Edmonton jerseys, but still. It was just seemed like everybody was kind of to their own, and where our tailgate is everybody, hey, how you doing? You know, everybody's kind of
That's a good point.
welcoming, right?
Because they have those little grassy patches.
Yeah, the Edmonton spot, I know some people might do that along the grass on
the
that
back
west side,
Yeah.
and they'll go there, and it's kind of, I know that other people are like, well, that's not really the feel of what tailgate's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So that's how Calgary is, though. It's very secluded.
It's just on the outside. In the middle, they park cars down the middle, for seating.
That's
and
where
all
I
that,
was.
so.
Yeah, that's where I was.
We didn't go to the other side. I know looks like they do 2 sides because we
They
drove
do
past
do
or
the
whatever.
other side.
So,
Yeah, the east side. I've seen it before.
so
And that there's no rhyme or reason to it. You just plop down and just set up. Again, David said, we had asked the Stamps to get a spot for tailgate. It's just so busy with season ticket holders and people wanting this game, we can't. So I told Dave, I'm like, I don't know if it's going to be possible. I've done it before. You just plop up and you set up. I was like, okay, well, that's on you. Go do it. And he just
did it.
set up a tent and set up his whole thing, and he served brisket. And it's like, okay, well done, Dave in Section D.
They looked like they were on a mission as soon as they got off the bus. I saw a scout. I don't know who had the tent, but it was just like, hey, hello. And then boom, go find a spot. And then by the time I got back there, the tent was up, and I think Dave had the brisket going.
couple coolers, the tent, and
Yep.
that was well organized.
That's
so.
how you do it there. You should have been on that bus.
It was a long day. I had to work yesterday.
No,
I
you
had
didn't.
14 interviews to transcribe from the Olympic hockey the Olympic hockey orientation. So that's a lot.
Can't AI do that for you now?
Have you seen it? AI does it, but what happens is you have the AI, but then you got to clean it up anyway because they include every hum and m and ah and this and that and this and every little, people don't talk. There's always words in there that, obviously or whatever. And so you go through AI and you're like, I got to clean this up anyway. So I can type, so I'll just listen to it and type it out as I listen to it.
Just ask it to, after it transcribes, to remove the ums and ahs.
It's just easier if I did it.
You're an old pro.
No, I'm just saying. It's just you're doing all these steps, whereas you can just go and do it yourself and have it done.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I will say I'm very intrigued that the line just quickly is going to be for Elks Stamps next weekend on Saturday. It'll be a fascinating line once that one comes out.
I'll read this one via the Paris.
Not out on Play Alberta yet. But
Not yet.
just no.
Okay. Paris Jewelers inbox 780-218-9999. We met Andrea from Calgary.
Yes.
Yep.
She stopped by into the section X with all of you
the
guys,
top
and
there,
Jasmine, I know, told me about her, and then she stopped by at the Burrows after
With the whole fam.
for when me, you, Dusty, and Jay were there.
She says, thanks for taking time to chat with us at the Brew House, Matt and Tom. Everyone we met from the bus was so friendly, even with us being in our Stamps gear. I think my husband finally gets why I'm so invested in the EST community. That's awesome. Very nice to meet you and the whole family, Andrea. That was really nice of you.
The daughter has school for her first days today,
Eve
and then the son is
on
coming out,
Wednesday?
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a little staggered for them down there. So
Her husband is Corwin. I remember that too.
that
Nice
brew house
family.
location, we broadcast live from a brew house location on this University Ave. There's this little area in Calgary.
Look nice.
It was an amazing
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
There's this long line for an ice cream. There's a banquet downstairs, brew house upstairs, fully wrapped. There's a movie theater. I don't know what this area is. I found
It's
it
a
on-
university.
Yeah, but I found it on. I went on Google yesterday quickly and just looked at a street video of it because I was showing Kayla like the ice cream shop and stuff. And even on there was a lineup on the Google picture.
It was huge.
But it was from like May of 23, and it was just still being built. So this is like fresh.
Yeah.
A lot of young people. It was awesome. I want to go back to that brew house.
The view of like the city and the foothills is really nice. I went and stepped out there and took a look. And I was thinking, I'm like, what do we have that's kind of similar? And I drove by it today on my way to the studio, like the Currents of Windermere. It's kind of like that, except university oriented. I think there's a hotel there too, an alt hotel.
Oh yeah.
Those are neat. They're kind of funky. I was like, damn, this is nice.
All the new brew houses are kind of double level, except ours
Yeah.
in Spruce. It's still one, but
That's OG, isn't it?
it's pretty old.
Yeah.
So,
And
but
I
all
was-
the new builds are double. So I mean,
But this is a nice wraparound balcony
It was-
too,
oh, it was
and
gorgeous.
just a great view of what was being built still
Yeah.
there and all that. It's 5 minutes from McMahon Drive.
Yeah.
right?
I was talking
Yeah.
to the girls from there when you guys left.
Yeah.
I finished my mac and cheese and had my beer and just enjoyed it in peace. And they're like, yeah, it's the vibe here is good. It's all like students mostly.
Yeah.
But we like our location. We have a good crowd here. And then I said, well, in Edmonton, our Ice District one, it's opposite. We're banquets sandwiched between Ice House,
Yeah.
which is first level and third level, and has a rooftop patio. And she was asking about that, and she's like, how is it? I'm like, on a nice day, it's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I really like that one.
It's
it was
good.
a great location.
Great.
It was a great spot to broadcast. So, and it was just very right there by McMahon. Jay and I had no problem getting back. Like we left after the pregame show. I think we missed 2 drives.
Yeah.
You
We
guys
missed
were in-
Calgary's first drive, or Edmonton got the ball.
Yeah.
We watched that on my phone. We watched Calgary's drive. I shut it off because we got in the parking lot as Calgary punted. We missed the punt, and we got to our seats for the 3rd drive of the game.
It's perfect.
That's how close it was to get in there, and how just easy it was to get there. So it was
And they were a shout out to Patty and the whole staff. What was the girl's name?
Odessa was the
Odessa.
assistant manager there. It was, huge shout out to the Burrows once again for helping set that up. I text Patty last week. I'm like, I need your help. I need this done. He's like, I got you. Sent one email, just like, this needs to happen. And then Odessa's like, yep, we're all good. And it was done.
They even
it was
gave
just
you
wonderful.
ropes. I saw they had the ropes.
Yeah, because we
block
asked them,
off.
could we leave everything here? And they're like, of course, we'll like rope it off. And I didn't. We just left it. We pushed it in. And then we came back, they like roped it off for us. And I was like, oh, that's very nice. They actually didn't do that. So
I like too when you guys were doing the post game show and we strolled in. There's a bunch of Stamps fans and they're like showing each other. They're like, "Oh, that's so and so," and they had Shanetti on there. I'm like, "No, that's not me."
I was out there.
Yeah, because I could see they were talking about you guys, and then I like looked over and they're like, "And who's this? Who's this clown?" And they're like, "I think it's Shanetti." I'm like, wrong Italian. Good try though.
I will say this about the Calgary people. Like, often when we've gone on location to things and people see us broadcasting, while we're on the air, people come up like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, well, we're on the air. Like, we're doing radio.
They ask you for a song that they'd like to.
All of that. They
As you've
just,
seen, Rob.
Yeah.
they just
Oh, yeah.
looked at us and they just stared at us. And you could see they were talking about us, but no one got up to bother us. And I was
That's
like, I
true.
appreciate that. Like, thank you for just like, you clearly were doing something.
Yeah.
And you just let us be. So I appreciate that. I have no problem you staring at us and clearly, again, talking about us. That makes sense.
There were
You've
a few
got
people
two
that
random
went behind.
guys
Yeah.
that have like a hat on and we have this equipment and we're talking to each other with headsets on. So I appreciate that.
I did hear a couple older guys sitting at the table behind you guys. They saw your hats, and I think Jay was wearing the new polo. And they're like, "Oh, that's like an Edmonton sports station." So I think they clued in. They're nice enough not to.
Well, in a
request
world
songs.
of podcasts and stuff, the fact that people still come up, you go, "What are you guys doing?"
Yeah.
It's so,
There's lights.
there's a big
There's a
on-air
camera?
sign. There's lights. There's cameras.
There's a board
and like,
with lights on it.
what do you get? Yeah,
Jay and I had one recently where we even said we were on the air and then the guy continued conversation with us and we're like, we're on the air. Like, we're talking.
You've had
It's,
that too. At,
you've had that. I've
Bourbon
been there,
Street a
yeah.
few times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people
Wow.
come up. What are you guys doing? And you
Point
point,
at the
to the
light.
sign. Well, can I hit a song?
Over there.
It's
We just next time, just tell them it's in the queue.
And like, yeah, because you guys didn't plop up our banner or anything like that.
No,
Yeah.
we kept things lights
Yeah.
as we were bringing things
They,
down.
they were very courteous. It was honestly, it looked like I was only there for like the last 25 minutes of the post game show, but it seemed like it was just everything was calm and
It was nice.
Well done, yeah.
It's great getting there, great leaving. Game was great. Now we get set for the rematch, and we also get set for fall. Like, we got nice weather, but this is college football returns 2 weekends ago officially, but this weekend, U Sports is this weekend. CFL had its Labor Day, so now we get into this stretch. NFL gets going on Thursday.
Yep.
How are we doing after the Michael Parsons trade?
This is what I heard, that Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons had a handshake deal. And they went, okay. And then the agent said, nope, we've changed our minds. And Jerry Jones says, I'm a Texan. You make a deal with a Texan by handshake. That deal is your word. Word is your bond. You break that, you can go to hell. He's going to have success in Green Bay, but go make tackles in minus 30. See how much you like that.
Is he hurt now
Yes.
too? They're talking about he's injured.
I got it. Who's your football team, bro?
I don't really follow one. No,
That's all good.
I'm CFL through and through.
Respect.
I'll watch.
Respect.
I'll watch NFL. I like watching a few games here and there, but I don't really have a.
And it's too much money for a linebacker. You don't pay a linebacker what you're paying a quarterback.
I got to see where I saw this because I saw it too, I thought, today.
Then he got hurt?
Well, there was something. I got to see if maybe it wasn't.
Practice?
Saw it last night, and I was like, whoa.
Is this? I just got to make sure it's the official Adam Schefter. I'm looking on his timeline. Also, there was a great depth chart from UNC that I'll get to in a little bit. Yeah, he was dealing with an L4, L5 facet joint sprain in his back and possibly received an injection before Sunday's game. Might need an injection before Sunday's game against the Detroit Lions. Yeah, here's the full thing. Before trading Parsons last week, the Cowboys prescribed him a 5-day plan on an anti-inflammatory corticosteroid to help him recover from back tightness. They also have him on a physical therapy program. He's been practicing all week. Though one source says it's still uncertain if he will play against the Lions. He's trying to.
Well, that's not good.
Okay, would you not have like a? So this is not a recent thing.
This is as of last week. He was dealing with
And
this,
you have to disclose it in
you
a
have
trade.
to disclose
you have to
those
disclose
things
it,
to
but
teams,
then
or you
you're-
can have a grievance.
But your
Right.
doctor goes,
That's what I'm
your
thinking.
doctor's going to check him out too, right?
And teams, I know in the NHL, like you're supposed to share the medical files if a trade's happening.
Yeah.
Or if you're getting a player.
You have to
acquired.
share your medical file.
Yeah.
So.
So that's kind of when I saw that, I was too tired to process it. I'm like, that's messed up. Something's wrong there.
Reminder, Lieutenant Eric, he's back at Century Casino, Selly Sports Bar and Lounge, Fort Road for Monday and Thursday nights. Beginning this Thursday, as it's the Eagles and the Cowboys. They open things up on Thursday.
Eagles and Cowboys.
And then Monday, Thursdays throughout the year, Selly Sports Bar
how it
and
goes.
Lounge.
I don't know.
Luck to you, sir.
There's no running game. Cowboys don't have a running game this year. We'll see what happens.
You any fantasy football leagues?
No, I'm not allowed.
Are you seriously not allowed?
I mean, I would be anyway, but I'm not allowed. I was in a fantasy football league one time, about 10, 12 years ago. It was a keeper league. These guys took it so seriously. And I kept forgetting to set my lineup on Thursday. And they kept getting so mad at me. I'm like, this means something to us, you know? I'm like, just give my spot away. I don't need this kind of... I have enough stress in my life. I'm shouldn't be stressing out about fantasy football league because like 13 guys live vicariously through this. Like, you know, I felt like... You ever seen that Saturday Night Live when Captain Kirk comes back to talk to the Star Trek guys? Never seen that one?
Maybe, but
When he's standing up there and he's like, yeah, I just, he's there at a Star Trek convention and, William Shatner's there. And hey, William Shatner. So he's all these guys are there Trekkie years and stuff. And he goes, yeah, I just want to come here. There's been something I mean to say to you guys for a while here. I know a lot of you guys came a long way away. And I appreciate that. But get a life, will you, people? Like, you took something I did as a lark for 3 years and turned it into a colossal waste of time. It was like,
Only
look
the
at
way
you.
Shatner can say
It was
it, too.
beautiful.
Get a life,
like,
people.
Get a
Come
life,
on.
people. It's like, look at you. You're 30 years old. You ever kissed a girl? It was so funny. I don't mean that with fantasy football guys. Like, these guys took it seriously.
Yeah.
I get
There's
that.
some.
It was a keeper league. I'm like, and I know we know a guy that won his fantasy football hockey league 5 years in a row, so he thought he could be a GM of a hockey club. But, like, I get it, but no, I watch my team not stress free. I get stressed out watching them, but I don't need.
You don't need added stress.
And you know what's funny? The first time I had a roommate that was big into fantasy football, and he kept flipping the channels to this game and this game.
You're
Can
not
we
a flipper?
watch one game? No, let's watch one game.
Now you need 4 screens.
Yeah,
The key is 2 TVs. That's how I used to always do it. It was red zone on one,
yeah.
and then I flipped through the other games on Sunday Ticket. And what would happen is you just watch one game until commercial, then you go to the next game.
But then
until
you're
commercial,
missing
then
the
you go to-
flow of the game.
Anything, yeah. But I caught enough. And red zone, anything big was going to happen. Red zone's going to keep me up to
Yeah,
date.
so I don't know. So
I-
I had an issue with that. Let's watch one game, whatever game it is.
That's right.
Just pick that game and we'll watch that game.
Yeah, and then we eventually had a third TV, and the third TV was just used, and then became our feature game.
Yeah.
We needed to.
See, and I actually really like that, and I like how people turn NFL Sunday into like an event, and they get people together. I love a smorgasbord of snacks and finger foods. I always get a kick out of that. But here's something I was thinking about. I'm curious what you guys think, and it has to do with football fans and their relationship to the game and the teams, and fantasy has brought in a ton of casual fans to football, right? Now they're literally invested because they have their fantasy teams, guys, girls, younger people, older people, like everybody. And it's very appealing and it's a great draw. And the CFL, I think Dusty's onto something with getting the CFL fantasy. That sounds like it's getting some traction.
Yeah, just stay tuned. That's all. I heard some things yesterday. Stay tuned for 2026.
Yes, exactly. And that's a great way to bring in more people to get that hook in them.
Yeah.
But I was thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, awesome, because you have all these people that are looking forward to their fantasy teams and football on Sundays and the Monday Nighter, all that. But a girl I know who I swear to God probably knew diddly squat about the NFL or football in general 2 years ago until she started dating her current boyfriend. Now she's in a fantasy league and she's like showing herself at her draft. I'm like, you don't know what you're doing, but it's like a sign of how it does bring in people. And I'm like, are people like true football fans? Are they fantasy football fans? Can it be a little bit of both? And can you say you're a true football fan? I do appreciate what it does though to bring people together and make them like games and look forward to watching.
Puts the eyes on the games, I
It's
guess.
like watching
right?
like Taylor Swift. I watched an entire football game. My
yeah.
niece last year because she wanted to see Taylor Swift. She didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
What I'm saying, no, it's fun. It makes the game fun and whatever. But I'm just saying, there's a point where it's
Too much.
a little too much, right? It's a little,
yeah. Well, I got to a point where I was in like 5-6 leagues.
yeah.
And then there'd be points where, okay, I need this tight end to do well in this league, but I'm also going up against him in this league. So I need him to do so well here, but not too well. And then there'd be points where like I'm watching games and I'm like, I don't care, but I'm mad because the Broncos defense gave up another touchdown. It's hurting my defense. And I'm like, I don't give a damn about the Broncos. I'm a Ravens fan.
Right.
Like, why do I care right now? Like, there's just, and that's where football, I just love. It's my favorite sport. So I'm like, I'm done. Like, I'm into one league now. I follow my one, but my Ravens, and the Ravens always mattered more to me. If I wanted them to win a Super Bowl above any of my fantasy football leagues being a success, like I want them to do well.
That's how it should.
But now
Yeah.
it's just like, that's all I can focus on. And then if there's a good football game, I'll watch a good football game. And if there's not, I'll flip to find a good football game. But I don't need to watch Cleveland just because I've got some random player that I need to get 7 points tonight so I can win my fantasy football league. And I don't need to be invested on that Monday night when Cleveland's taking on Tennessee. I want to, if this is a bad football game, I don't want to be invested. I just want to flip the channel to something else because this was crap. Yeah. But to your thing, there's a mix of, there are true football fans. There are people that are just fantasy football fans. There's people who are both. There's a lot of that. There's like, but there is like fantasy football. There are players like the actual NFL players that are good fantasy football players, but aren't great NFL players in general. And that's where it's like, there's different understanding of the game for each to a degree.
That's a great
And so
point.
it's like, I remember many years ago, Jameis Winston was one of the best quarterbacks you can play in fantasy football because he threw garbage time touchdowns and he threw a lot of them and he got yards. The guy would throw a crap ton of picks, but he got you points. The Bucs were awful. And no one would want Jameis Winston as their full starting quarterback to try to make the playoffs or something. Yeah. But in fantasy football, you wanted Jameis Winston because he's putting up points.
And that's the
flawed,
difference. Technically, like,
I remember one year I took like 6 Cowboys and they got mad at me because they're like, "What are you gonna do your bye week?" I'll worry about that on the bye week.
Yeah, but you lose the matchup.
Yeah.
And then they're mad at
But like I said, they're
competitiveness
mad
and
because
all that.
you forgot to set your lineup. You're 2 players short, and now I'm not in first place anymore because you lost to Joe Schmo. And
So I actually
don't
think
care.
one of the best strategies is to have most players on bye weeks in 1 week. I'll give up the one game. And then I run my strongest lineup the rest of the year, as opposed to like I got 2 guys this week and then 2 guys this week and then 1 guy this week, and you have to plan it out the whole time. I'd rather have all my guys on bye in 1 week
wow.
and then deal
I
with
was
it.
ahead of my time, and they're getting mad at me.
Well, my league, you could get fined for it. We have fines in
can
our
get
league.
fined
We
for
have
it.
fines. Although the commission, I have earned 2 free fines this year, and I don't know how I'm best going to utilize this.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I didn't need that source of stress. Life is stressful enough as opposed to who am I going to start as my backup tight end this week in fantasy football? Like, really?
Who are you going to start as your backup tight end this week in fantasy football?
Portions of this hour of the Hangout there brought to you by the Hive Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out, thehiveproductmarketing.com. He's Tom Gazzola, I'm Matt Iwanyk, Rob from the Grove, Derek Van Diest, NHL.com. We're all here on the Hangout here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Do you know your nasty card number?
187.
187. 187. So there you go. So that means this was your first year that we just went through.
Correct.
Yeah. Kind of know those numbers a little bit. I like that.
I was hiding in the background and then
Jumped on in.
2 feet into the deep end.
I actually should start working on that because in October, mid-October usually is, the renewals will start for year 3 of the Nasty Club. I should figure out what's going to go in those bundles. But the annual club memberships will start opening up again in October. So, and then we got the Estes, September 16th. That's 2 weeks today.
I think I'm in Vegas.
Hey, 2 weeks today. That's
No.
No, because Pagnotta texted me yesterday he might be coming.
Hold on. Isn't 16 the Oilers golf tournament?
Yeah, it's a double whammy. I'm going to have to leave early to come to the Estes like I did last year.
Yeah, I've been practicing all summer for the Oilers golf tournament.
Have you?
I'm good at golf now.
Sweet.
Okay.
You got new
almost
clubs?
believe you, yeah.
Quick, Estes at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. ESTYS at
Shot at 90
EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
the other day. So
Message, $10 tickets will get you. We'll be at the Metro Cinema at Garneau Theatre for what will be a unique night in Edmonton sports. Once again, that's probably one of the best way. A very prestigious night.
What time does it start?
7. Doors are at 6. 7. Shows at 7.
what time's the golf tournament at?
I don't know. I'm going to leave like halfway through.
What time's the golf tournament start?
I think it's like 1.
2, 3, 4, 5.
And then
five,
we have
five or so.
we have a dinner and then a round table.
Yeah, I'm definitely not doing that. What are they going to tell us? Well, actually, they give us some good stuff.
They give us some good stuff and prizes.
The prizes
But
are
no,
really
but
good.
usually we have a nice little round table with the coach and BS a little bit. And
Yeah, but you should be in a tuxedo at the Estes getting drunk.
Estes at EdmontonSportsTalk.com if you want tickets to what is a very fun night. If you email, I'll respond later in the night, get you the info of how to purchase your tickets, and then I will send you those tickets a little bit later. I haven't looked this weekend, so if anyone has sent this weekend, I will deal with that a little bit later today. But yeah, we've got that coming up September 16th, the Nasty Club coming up tomorrow. The morning show launches on Cruise FM, 95.7 FM on your dial from 6 to 9. So we're very excited about that. So yeah, kind of year 3 starts of Edmonton Sports Talk today. So this is very exciting. Very,
is
very
this year
exciting.
3? What was the anniversary? You guys started?
September 6th is the official date of launch. But after Labor Day, like yesterday, because Estes even nominations, yesterday closed out the Estes nominations.
Yeah.
The Labor Day bus is going to be on the ballots that will be sent out today for people to vote on as part of the event of the year.
Oh, okay.
So,
Man, 2 full years now going into year 3. Time does fly. It's been fun. Thank you, Nasties.
With that, shift focus a little bit here. 97.
97.
Connor McDavid.
Talked to him the other day.
What do we make of what's happening? What's going to happen? Are you nervous, Rob, that he's not going to sign?
No.
Okay.
Not one bit.
He's
DVD?
got to sign. It just, I don't know. I don't know the delay. I was thinking about this and we talked to him the other day. must be something that he wants out of the team. He wants to see something from the team, as opposed to maybe commitment or maybe like he wants to remain competitive, and they got to remain competitive as long as he's there. Like it's just that simple. It's like as long as he's there, they're gonna do whatever they can to surround him with a good team. Like what do they need? You know, the salary cap is going up. It's going up. It's going up. So you can bring in other guys. You can bring more players. So I don't know. I don't know what exactly he's looking for. He's going into his prime. Draisaitl's going into his prime. You got, the core is in their prime. So you got a goalie that's going into his prime. Maybe that's what he's looking at to see what the situation is
Haven't
there.
other guys done this too? Like superstars, didn't it take a little bit of time? It's not always like it's going to get done, but it's not always like as efficiently as you want. I'm sure there's details they want to hammer out. I know the narrative will be like, well, if it drags into the season, that casts some doubt. It's like,
Okay, here's
let's
my
use logic and reason.
I'm going to go with a little bit of my theory here is that yesterday or last week at orientation camp, he made his comments that he wants to win in Edmonton. And people just like, it's done. Jeff Jackson had his interview with Jeff Merrick.
Yeah.
Everyone's thinking this is going to get done. I'm going with they want to surprise people still with this. So they're just getting people off the scent of when they're going to announce this. So now all of a sudden we get the reports. John Shannon's, we know he's been close enough with enough people inside the organization. Now all of a sudden it's just convenient that now he might go into the season unsigned.
And I love how people like shift what they say.
No,
So they're like,
like-
now, of course. Well, like he does that, okay,
Yeah,
sure.
that's a good idea. He should do that.
My people tell me that Connor might sign before the season, but then he might not.
Oh, thanks.
Just throwing
How's
that one out there.
Fence you're sitting
Just
on.
gonna throw that one out there right now. Like he might.
He might sign, but he
Right.
might sign.
He might
not.
not. He might not sign before the season starts, but he might.
Retweet.
Like that's that's solid. But my thing is I stand by that it's going to be this week. I do believe that, and I think they're just getting people off the scent until we get the press release. Oh, major press conference today at 10 a.m.
No, I don't. I think it'll be later towards into
in camp?
In camp, yeah,
They got to find a roof to do it on.
in camp. So
We have a great amenities floor. You might have seen it
do.
on the Hangout.
Yes.
yeah. So, but that reminds me. I was watching Reservoir Dogs the other day. I love that movie. It's an original Quentin Tarantino movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Reservoir
movie.
Dogs, great movie. When they're trying to it's 5 guys that do a heist and they're supposed to all meet back at this warehouse, and half the guys show up at the warehouse and they're like, "Where's this guy? Where's this guy?"
It's like Mr. Pink,
Mr. Pink, Mr. Blonde, Mr. Blue, Mr. Brown,
Yeah.
Mr. Orange, Mr. White, and they're asking, "Well, who knows what happened to Mr. Blue? Where's Mr. Blue?" And Mr. White goes, "Well, he's either dead or alive, or the cops got him, or they don't." And that's exactly what that reminds me of.
much,
Like,
yeah.
that's pretty much it. Well, he might sign now, or he might sign later. But he is going to sign. I don't think there's any danger that he's not going to sign. There's no one out there. I think he obviously wants to win in Edmonton. Draisaitl's here for 8 years. There's just
Well, their
so
two
many-
wives got friendship rings. You saw,
Saw
that?
that? Yep.
That's
Friendship
beautiful.
ring.
Lauren and Celeste got friendship rings, matching friendship rings.
They're like,
Well,
The only thing I will say about that is
they're not going. He's not going anywhere.
I don't
If
think
the wives here. The wives
maybe
are
they
friends.
need the rings because they're going to be separated,
Oh,
and they need the little ring to stay connected.
friendship. I wonder how much those friendship rings cost.
Yeah, I'd probably bet.
modest
bet.
and affordable. If
They went to
you're
Paris
working-
Jewelers and got that done at a nice
exactly,
price.
yeah.
They used the promo code EST. We'll
Yes,
just make a
they did.
promo code up right now.
Yes, they did. Go see the good folks
friendship
at
ring.
PJ's.
They got it all done there.
It
and
wasn't
it's-
enough that they had to drop on weddings and engagement rings, but now they got to buy the girl.
There's friendship rings. So
honeymoons
Look out, guys.
together. I mean,
You're gonna have
Yeah.
to buy some friendship rooms and friendship bracelets and.
what about term? I think he's going to sign for 4 or 5 years.
I really don't care what the term is because I think he's just trying
Money,
to maximize
give him a
the
blank check. It doesn't
business
matter.
side of things.
Well, that's basically what they're gonna do. They're gonna say, write us a number, write us a year, and then we'll sign it.
Because if he goes short term, they unfortunately don't do anything.
yeah, and then
He can go, right?
And I think everyone would accept that at that point. If how many years is he into his
So
career?
is it,
He's 10. So
years
if he signs a 4, let's say, that's 15 years
Yeah.
because he's got one more year to play out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
15 years, he hasn't won something here by 15 years, and
Yeah,
You know,
not
a
much
four-
left, unfortunately.
a 4 or 5 year contract is actually pretty long. Remember when like a 3-year deal used to be considered like, oh, he's committing to that team for a decent amount of time, and now it's like, well, it changed when the 7 and 8 year contracts came in, or before that. Remember, you could sign like a 10+ year deal.
Oh, that's the Suter deal, and they're signing 12.
And that changed how we perceive long term, but. Like 4 years, it's still a little. That's 5 seasons, including the one he has still on his deal. And then the market could change.
The issue is that the cap is going up this year and next year and the year after that.
You like that revenue sharing, huh?
It works out for the league. It works out for me. Yeah. You want your company to succeed. I don't know how it works for you guys, but the better your company succeeds, the better
you have been getting the premium beers and the fancier food when we go out.
What I'm saying is that when the cap go like he signs, he can get 20% of the cap, right? So 20% of what is it, 95? So it's 18 million, 18
this year, 95.
Yeah. So is that 20% of this year, the projected cap for next year that he can sign for officially?
I think it's at the time.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's at the time because you can't predict the future. So I think that's the thing. It's like, well, okay, I'll sign 18, but next year I can get 20, or the year after I can get 21, and like, so I think that plays into a little bit of they're trying to figure out a way to kind of maybe circumvent that a little bit.
Well, and I think if you do a 4, like if you do 8 then 4, let's say hypothetically, if you could fit that in for your career, I think you make a little bit less than if you did 4-8. I think going in 4 years to try to get that another contract extension.
Well, you
if you go through 8, there's only a couple years left. I don't think you can get as big of a bump as maybe if you do it in 4 years.
Yeah. Well, you look at Draisaitl now; he signed her at 14.5, right? And then what if in 4 years, obviously the cap is astronomical, and he's going to be well underpaid because a player like that will be worth $18 or $19 million.
Okay,
so I think that's something they're going to look at and go, okay. And McDavid should be the highest paid player in the NHL. There should be no doubt about that every year for the next 4 years because he's going into his prime.
Yep.
Fair point. Absolutely fair point. Now, talk about like Draisaitl just saying, okay, I'll take 14.5 for the next 8. I wonder too if it's like McDavid's people around him, the business side, the number crunchers are saying, you know what we should do? Here's better business. Let's work it out this way. That way we can make more money to keep the revenues going up. And that's Connor just saying like, okay, I have my team. They'll take care of it.
Yeah.
You guys hammer it out. I'll sign when I am told it's the right deal to make. And then, and DVD, you know these guys. You've known them just as long as I have. And then you contrast that with how Leon did his deal. And I'm wondering if Leon just said, just give me like as much as I can get. Let's get it done. I don't want to worry about this crap for another 8 years.
I think so.
That's my perception.
That seems to me by Leon. Like, okay, I got my 8 years. I got my 14 million.
Pretty mellow.
I'm doing okay, right? Type thing. The issue is the NHLPA wants players to sign
for as much as
they can because it trickles down, right? There was obviously the famous Ray Bourque scenario in Boston all those years ago where everyone said, well, basically, everyone said no one makes more than Ray Bourque, and Ray Bourque signed for under market value. Apparently, him and Cam Neely got into it one night about that, right? Oof. And so a lot of people said, "Hey, Ray, you're underselling yourself, and you're screwing us all in the process."
And the league,
And so I think that's maybe something that they're looking at because I know that the PA would say, "Hey, McDavid's worth 20% of whatever the salary cap is, and the salary cap's going up. So yeah, you got to figure that out." So yeah, it'll be an interesting situation, but yeah, he should be the highest paid player in the league for at least the next 4 years. And then, but what's the next? Who's the next big free agent coming up after?
Kaprizov's up after this year as well. So Minnesota can sign him to an extension right now. Right. Makar's coming up in the next couple of years. Matthews actually isn't that far off.
He only signed a 6-year deal.
I think he's got 3 years left, which isn't.
So that's a problem because Marner just left, right? And then I talked to Marner. We had a nice little sit down with Mitch Marner. First time I've ever really sat down and talked to him without 70 guys in the scrum, which is actually pretty refreshing. And there he was pretty candid. He was pretty open about, it was a tough situation to leave Toronto, but I think it just got too much. It just got where you couldn't go out to a restaurant, you couldn't go out shopping, you couldn't go out without someone, like
Were they threatening his family too at his house? and
Well,
stuff?
yeah,
Were they
there's
saying
stuff like that, and he someone carjacked him.
Oh, yeah, right.
Remember?
Oh, yeah.
But
Maybe it's
I
a
think
movie.
I think that had nothing to do with the fact that he was Mitch Marner. I think it was just
Yeah.
some random guy. He was
Here's a
driving-
nice car.
Here's a nice car. I have a gun. I'm going to take that car from that guy. So, but I think it's funny because you're going to Vegas to get away from the spotlight. But those guys have a good setup in Vegas.
Yeah,
and
they do.
Kelly McCrimmon's done a great job, and they all live in Summerlin, which is maybe 25, 30 minutes outside of Vegas. They're away from the noise and the strip and the mess. And I remember when I was there covering the Stanley Cup final, and I remember talking to locals, and they said locals never go to the strip. The only time we go is we go for the games and we leave. And that's why you
Tell
see.
that to the Raiders players, please. They haven't gotten that memo.
Well, no, I guess not.
Yeah.
But that's why you see after lots of times you go to a Vegas game outside the rink, like those bars are dead right after the game. Everyone just
They're
goes home.
closed.
They're closed. They go
we
home.
went to the game April 1st,
Yeah.
Right.
and it was dead.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of a shift already because of the dollar and everything, but
Yeah. You walk out of the arena and the bars next to the arena, gone.
Nothing, yeah.
Because people don't stick around. They go back home to the suburbs, to the areas that they live. And Summerlin is a gorgeous area.
yeah.
Yeah.
Got to spend some time. That's where the practice rink is. That's where the AAA ball team is. It's a beautiful area, and I think the players, and like you said, in Toronto, I would have to drive 45 minutes to go to to visit Austin Matthews. We all lived in different parts of the city. Here, we all live in the same community. It's a golf cart right away. So I think that really appealed to him, especially starting a young family, and it's a family that. They can go out. They can go to
Yeah.
restaurants, do things, and then they're not going to
get
be
bothered.
inundated and bothered. Like,
Yeah.
I think that was one of the issues. And I think it's funny because he talked to us about that, and I think he talked to TSN about that as well. And I think that didn't go over well in Toronto.
It did not go over well in Toronto. The security thing was a big one that they really ripped on him for that and stuff,
Yeah,
saying you're playing that up. You weren't.
Yeah.
Well, he did get carjacked at gunpoint. I don't know how you
How do you,
how do you play that up? Like that's a
The
pretty true-
needing security outside of your house and all of that.
Well, because people know where he lives.
Yeah, but that's where, just the reaction for there's you're making this, you're playing this up. It's like they're like, I don't know if you saw Brev Priestman's comments where.
Oh yeah, she said she couldn't walk outside.
Yeah, which like that one, you're like that. No one
Not
cared.
Bev, no one knows
would
who the
even
hell
know who
you
you
are.
are, right? Like,
Yeah,
Mitch Marner's a little
he's-
different, I think, in that one.
Huh?
Oh,
Bev, the former Canadian
coach
women's coach,
of
she
the
said
women's
she
soccer
couldn't leave
team,
her
she couldn't
house,
leave her house
because it was inundated with people,
Yeah,
and they were,
yeah.
and she felt threatened and stuff. And
Yeah,
it's like,
I'm like,
you could
Bev-
leave your house and yell in like a
Yeah.
big room. I'm Bev Priestman, and most people are like,
Like,
who?
okay.
hi Bev.
Like, what?
Have a good
That
day.
that was an absolute
Yeah,
ridiculous
it was-
comment.
yeah.
I like Bev. I've met her a few times, talked to her lots. No.
No, but Mitch Marner's a little different on that
Yeah,
one, where
yeah,
like you could see that and he was carjacked. Quickly, I want to get to Play Alberta over under. Brought to you by Play Alberta, playalberta.ca. Promo codes for the month of September: deposit 50, get a free 50. These both promo codes are YEG50 and EST Sports. Both of those, use those as deposit 50, get a free 50 sports bet. Oilers' first preseason game is September 21st. I'm going to set the over under at September 3rd, 21st of when Connor signs. What are you taking? Over under. Over would be longer. Under would be sooner.
Can I go first? Just
Go
get
for
it
it.
out of the way. I will go under. I know the narrative has kind of shifted to, we could see this leak into the season. I think kind of to what you said, Matthew, there's a bit of a deception happening here. And I think early in camp or at some point during training camp before that first preseason game, they get something done. And it's like, oh, look, we figured out all the fine details that needed to be addressed. And I think there's a bit of that decoy kind of happening. And so I'll go under. It's done by then.
Rob?
I agree. I think it's first couple days of camp. It'll be done. So
I go whatever the over. I think it'll happen just before the start of the regular season.
So that would be over, right?
Yeah.
So I would think it
in
happened. That won't happen in training camp.
Last training camp or preseason game is October 3rd.
Yeah, and they open
And
on
then
the
they
8th.
the 8th. So they would have the Saturday, Sunday, but the Monday, Tuesday especially.
I think that's when they'll do it. Right there, they'll have a,
On a slow day for us, as a courtesy from Oilers PR, they'll give us something to talk about.
maybe. I don't know. I think that's when they'll do it. I do think that he wants to have this done before the season starts.
Well, yeah,
he doesn't want you ask him about it. You ask him about it. Me asking
I'm
about
not
it.
even going to bother asking
You,
him.
but it's not about. It's about. It's not the Edmonton market. I would say it's when you wherever you go
to travel. Yeah.
You go to Toronto. You go to Ottawa. You go to
gonna ask
Calgary.
about
You go to. No matter what, the question is now going to be asked, and the Oilers can't control that media as much as you know. They could try to be like, "Hey guys, you've asked this 3 times in the last 3 days.
Yeah.
Can we move on?" Yeah. That's where I think the big thing is. And you can't also say you want to win this year and you want to win with Edmonton and then create that distraction
Well, he
around
says
this
he doesn't want any distractions around the team. Like he's literally said that. So this would be a pretty big distraction around the team. So so I don't know. They're out there. They're having the caps and skates now. So we'll see what.
I'm
what
still
everyone's
predicting
talking.
this week. I'm still predicting it.
September 7th, 9/7.
There you go. Look at that.
When is that? Is that Sunday or is that Saturday? I have my dates completely off right now. That is Sunday. A big Sunday press conference.
No, that wouldn't work for me, Connor, because I'm on my flight to Vegas, so that wouldn't work.
Take note.
Take note. Take the no on that one. Not that he cares about me, but
I like that. I like that. Of all the theories, I'll throw that one out there because Crosby was 8.7 mil first contracts and stuff like that. Sometimes those things matter. Then wasn't his McDavid's last contract 97 million overall? Total?
no, it was 100 million.
100 was it? I thought there was something in there.
No, it
Maybe
was
not.
like 100 exactly million.
Okay, so well,
I like this from Dirk. Via the Paris Jewelers inbox 780-218-9999. I don't understand. What is there to negotiate? Slide the paper across the damn table already. Fair point. And I feel the same way Dirk does, but I do think like the group around him trying to squeeze every little bit out.
Yeah,
of
I think they're just trying to look at the numbers and manipulate the situation. Like if the cap was going to stay stagnant for the next 5 years, that wouldn't be a problem. Okay, this is what you're getting. This is what you want. Let me know when you want to sign it.
but there's also a level of Jeff Jackson, Stan Bowman probably are sitting there going to Connor and be like, hey, we'll give you the max if you want the max, but if you want to win a cup, okay, we need this much money from you left on the table so that next summer, like we've got these targets we can go after and these targets we can go after. And here's our cap situation. And if you eat this up, we might not be able to go get this player. Or we might not be able to go get this player. And 2 years from now, when the cap goes up to this point, well, that helps us get this player potentially or something. But so if you take it all, here's the potential roster we could maybe go target or we'd go for. Yeah. But if you take a little discount, this is the roster we can maybe go for. I'm assuming, because I know Peter Chiarelli at the time said, it was Connor that said he would leave a little less, and Peter was ready to give him all the money. I wonder if Jeff Jackson and Stan Bowman are trying to be like, no, we'll give it to you, but if you want to win that cup, we need a little bit of cash to go do this. And this is where all the pieces come in, where Connor's team is trying to maximize as much as they can, but Connor's going, I want to win, so trying to value that. With the PA going, well, you got to get as much as you can. All of that's probably a play here of how does everyone get happy, where Connor sets a number that is good for the PA, good for his fellow players across the National Hockey League, but then the Oilers, we have some cash to go make this target and a little bit more for the off seasons.
I know he is team oriented to a degree and is willing to sacrifice a little bit if it's for the betterment of the team. And like you said, that did happen the last time around. Jeff Jackson was the one doing the negotiating for him.
Yes.
So he's very aware of this.
That's I forgot about
Well,
that.
the only reason Jeff Jackson's here is to have Connor sign another contract. If Connor leaves, Jeff Jackson.
Are you not praising his hockey acumen right now?
I'm just saying, there's not a coincidence Jeff Jackson is running the Edmonton Oilers.
He was the GM of the Toronto Marlies.
I get that.
I do like this from Aidan O'Neill. And if the Oilers were a better organization, this could maybe happen in terms of wrapping their arms around other people. Have it announced at the Elks rematch. Imagine having Connor come out, wrestling style type thing,
down on the table in the center field.
I'm staying, boom, Commonwealth erupts, everyone's loose. The Elks then come on, and there's this huge buzz around,
He runs out with the Elks flag.
Oh, imagine he puts it in the field, and that's where he grabs the mic and goes, you want to know something? I'm staying, all that. Let's write a promo here.
Connor,
that would be epic.
Grabs a folder, signs it, drops it, walks off.
Let's beat those steps.
It's a good idea. That's great
That's great
let's
marketing.
do it.
That would be
be
something
great.
else. Like, but all you have to do is like throw little whispers out there. Oh, Connor might be at the game on Saturday. You know, Connor might be at the game on Saturday. And then,
Well, he might
That
be.
cross-
because,
It might
they're
be.
all
Who
in
knows?
town.
Is he going to
They're
be at the
football
game?
fans,
Is he going to be
right?
at the game on Saturday? And then all of a sudden, like, oh,
They're
no,
CFL
I
fans.
think
They were at the game last year.
Yeah, about this time. Yeah, I remember
They
that.
didn't stay very long, but they
No,
were there.
They were on the field. Yeah.
I think they left at halftime.
But then, boom, he makes the big announcement. I'm sticking around. Like, boom, it just the buzz around that would go viral.
That would be
They'd have
awesome.
to-
That would be all over ESPN and all the socials down south about like how look how Connor announced this contract in this. It would be the closest thing I could put to it. I remember Roger Clemens went back to the Yankees. He didn't sign at the start of the season. He started like a month into the season, or signed a month into the season in the Yankees, and it was like he was in the like George Steinbrenner suite. And then he grabbed the mic or something. He was like, I'm signing with the Yankees this year in Yankee Stadium, erupted and stuff like that. And Roger Clemens is coming back after spending some time with the Astros. That would just be amazing.
It would be cool. But
That's not going to
they're
happen.
not going to happen.
I don't think so.
But there is anxiety, of course, until it's pen to paper. There's going to be some anxiety for our fans. Like the possibility of leaving, it's almost close to zero. But
Yeah.
Agreed.
Agreed.
The wives
Yeah,
get
I'm not
along. That's the beauty of it. The wives get along.
They've
If
got
the wives
the-
get along.
They've got the friendship
Right.
rings.
Yeah.
Happy
else
wife,
can you-
happy life, right?
Lauren's got
Isn't
the
that how it works?
restaurant. I mean, like
Yeah.
they're investing in the city. So
They're here. So, yeah, I'm with you. I'm not worried. I'm still holding out.
Like if Mitch Marner had trouble in Toronto, imagine Connor David in Toronto trying to go out for a drink. Or
What is the
restaurant.
appeal of playing in Toronto?
Because it's your hometown. That's the
not-
big one.
that-
We've talked about Oilers, like Edmontonians coming
Edmonton
back
guys
here.
do
and
not
stuff.
like coming
No.
back to play here. It becomes
It's-
they're inundated. It's not as glamorous as it seems.
It's also imagine being that guy who leads the Leafs to that cup.
It won't happen.
Absolutely. But imagine if you're that person. They've never won a cup beyond expansion in the
I'd
National
rather
Hockey League.
take
And
the Nashville Predators to the Stanley Cup than the Toronto Maple Leafs.
No, but you're not from there. You didn't grow up there. You didn't grow up watching the Leafs.
the
It's-
next Cowboy quarterback that
trying
leads
to
to the
say something
Cowboys to a
ridiculous
Grey Cup, or not Grey Cup, Super Bowl. But like it's those things. That's the appeal. Imagine being that person who did it. Imagine being that player who takes the Knicks to an NBA title type thing. Like there's
Did you see
some
the
of those
Cowboys
things.
documentary, by the way?
No,
Not yet.
did.
Is it really good?
Did you?
I want to
good,
watch it. Yeah.
It's good.
You
It's good.
recommend, Rob?
it's good. Yeah.
It's it's basically if you read Boys Will Be Boys, it's the book.
That's a phenomenal book.
Yeah.
If you're into that.
good insight. And
Yeah.
it's decent.
Talk about the White House.
Yeah.
All the things there.
Not the White House you're thinking of.
Not the White House. The White House in the book. Cowboys had party house just outside the practice facility, and people would go and party at the White House.
Some guys wouldn't even go to the real
Some
house.
guys would just stay at the White House,
Yeah.
and it was like a nice house, so they all paid into it. But it was great. No, I grew up in that. So I grew up a Cowboys fan because essentially when I moved to Edmonton, they showed the Cowboys every week on TV. Back then, you'd see 2 games on a Sunday.
Cowboys, Green Bay, and
It was
and
like
then usually
Denver.
Seahawks
Cowboys
often
somewhere
or Denver.
or the Seahawks or
Yeah.
Denver. So those were the 3 teams in the rotation out here. That's why if you go to Winnipeg, they're all
Vikings.
fans because they watch the Vikings. And then if you move down, then
Vancouver's
the
all Seahawks.
Vancouver's all Seahawks. And the Seahawks were awful back then. And they played in an awful, that Kingdom was just terrible. They're awful back then. So, that's how you become a Cowboys fan. And they were good. Cowboys were they went to 3 straight NFC championship games. And then, Jerry Jones took the team. They won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. They should have won 4 and 4. I still contend that the Dwight Clark catch was the guy was throwing it out of the end zone, Joe Montana, and he just came out of nowhere. And
Hey, it was caught.
that's the one theory that, the greatest catch of football history. Montana was trying to throw the ball through the end zone out of the play, and this guy came out of nowhere and caught.
So they didn't say it's the greatest throw.
No, it was
The greatest catch.
It was.
That makes it even better.
Montana
If
was-
he's throwing it out of the end
he
zone
was
and
pinned
Clark
on-
comes and grabs that and gets the
came out of
touchdown,
nowhere.
that is a great catch.
No, it's a bad throw. But
It's not
Montana,
a great throw.
When you're throwing it through the end zone, you got to throw it through the end zone. but it was third down. And I know I argue with my San Francisco 49er friends all the time. He's like, no, he saw him coming. He did not see him coming across. He had Ed Too Tall Jones in his face. He did not see anything.
That is such a Cowboys fan thing to say.
Cowboys fan thing to say.
My goodness.
So, and then they should have beat San Fran. And yeah, it was a good documentary. It was really good, well done. They talk about situations, and so
I want to watch it. I saw the teaser trailer, and I was more intrigued by the Cowboys one than I was the SEC one. I heard the SEC one is great.
That's what Hernan
SEC.
said.
Yeah, I'll watch it. Like, I'm not a huge college football person because it takes 4.5 hours to watch a game. Same thing with
Big
tennis.
win for you though this weekend.
Tennis
Holla.
is taking too long too. I'm trying to watch the U.S. Open. I'm watching a match for 4.5 hours.
But isn't that the kind of the magic of the U.S. Open? Is it's
4.5 hour
epically
match?
long and it starts late.
The late one makes it the best.
Yeah.
The late
The
ones,
fact
when they're
that it
playing at
starts
2
at
in the
8,
morning, maybe.
it's great to watch. Hey, well, I don't have to wake up at 2. I'm not watching at 2 in the morning. I'm watching at midnight.
Well, no, I was at the bar the other day watching the match. And I'm like, it's 2 in the morning in New York.
They're still battling.
And then guess who was there?
I'd only be guessing.
Steve Wino, friend of ours. Friend of the show.
Oh, he was at the U.S. Open.
He was at the US Open.
I thought you
I
were
thought
talking
you were-
about the bar. I'm
Oh,
like,
no.
I know
Right,
about
at Kelly's
70
probably, right?
No, he was
regulars
at the
that are
U.S.
probably
No, it
there.
was a bar in Calgary.
Oh,
It was
okay.
U.S. Open. He was, I'm like, and I was like, so I was,
Wino was in Calgary?
no, he was at the U.S. Open.
Oh, U.S.
He was
Watching
watching.
the
He was
match.
watching the game
The
in
match that I was
Calgary,
watching
well,
on
not
TV
at Kelly's.
at Calgary at
Wino was at the
12:30 at
US
night.
Open.
Okay,
Wino was there
I
at
had to make sure
2:30
it
in the
wasn't at
morning.
Kelly's. I figured he was at Kelly's.
That's what I'm thinking.
He's
I'm
the
like,
mayor.
Oh, he is the mayor of Kelly's, as we've witnessed many times.
We had a good show. We
Straight
had a
up.
good time on Saturday. Saturday they were giving away gifts. They had this lottery. I think it was Saturday or Friday or Saturday, and they had a PS5 up for
No
lottery.
way.
Oh, just
I
tell them
spent
to give it to me.
$70 on tickets, and I'm like, it's still a good investment if I win. I did not win.
They do I know Selly's. They do jerseys when we do Monday and Thursday nights when Rick is there.
Yep.
Rob, you
I
pop in.
think they have something.
Kelly's
going on,
does
yeah,
that too.
The jerseys, yeah.
Brew House, Ice Houses.
Yeah.
They do it. Hudson's.
Who used the helmets? The helmets were fun.
Actually, Boston Pizzas do a pretty good job too. I know Curtis and Tony were talking about the upcoming football season, and Sean over at
NFL season.
Sorry, yes.
Sorry. That's
NFL
my-
season.
that's
What did
my-
I say?
Football season.
Football.
NFL season.
Football
CFL
season.
Thank you,
Matt.
going.
Yes,
Football's been back since June.
obviously. Anyway,
I got into it with Belsy and Jasmine about that one day because Belsy was like, "It's football's back." It's like, "It's not
I
back,
see.
Belsy. CFL's been here." It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, "No, Belsy, CFL's here, and we've had NCAA and U Sport.
stand correct.
Deal with it, Belsy."
NFL season. Anyway, Sean at Boston Pizza St. Albert North, I believe it's called Summit, also has a bunch of prizing and stuff. It's good. I like how people get into it. It'd be
It's
nice
fun.
if people did that for the CFL too.
Yes,
I just want to say that.
but at the one, oh, go ahead.
The helmets is the brew house, I think.
They did. Yeah, I remember when we were at 1260. I think there was a jersey on like a Monday and helmets were the Thursday or
Yeah,
something like that.
something like
That's
that.
how it was handled. I will say the one thing though is like NFL. What's great in Canada is you can go and you could give away whatever team's jersey, and there's someone that's going to want it.
Yep.
You could only give away pretty much Elks gear or Rider gear in Edmonton.
Well, you know,
No one wants. Not many people want. Like you're not going to go watch yesterday's game wanting to win a Stamps thing. You're not going to go watch a Ticats Argos game. No one really wants those ones. They want
You don't
the
want an
Elks.
Alouette jersey?
Nah, they want the Elks. They want their because we have a team here.
Yeah.
And that you could only really then do Elks giveaways, but they should do more Elks giveaways and things like that.
Even with the giveaways, like the NFL giveaways and the prizing stuff, like a helmet, okay. Yeah, I'd be like, oh, that's exciting. But like if somebody's like, hey, we have a Carolina Panthers jersey giveaway tonight, I'd be like, if it was like Chuba Hubbard, okay.
Yeah.
But if it's anyone else, I'd be like, yeah, I won. Who wants
who
this?
wants this? Yeah, I'd be that. Yeah.
Please take it off my
Yeah,
hands.
I could
It's
not
just
touch an
taking up
Eagles
space.
jersey if I was like,
Yeah.
there's an Eagles jersey. I'll just leave it there.
You mean there's a rag?
Yeah, exactly. The Eagles. Ever been to Philadelphia?
Twice.
Yeah, he was there for the draft.
But I was
with
there for the
us.
drive and then I went
okay.
with family. Philly cheesesteak was good.
Yeah.
Saw the Liberty Bell. Ran the Rocky Stir.
Correct.
Yeah, but no, Philadelphia.
Went
It's
to
an interesting town.
What's the bar? I always forget. McGilligan's? Is it
McGillen's.
McGillen's.
Ale House
Yeah.
the oldest pub in the U.S.? Is that what we
in
found?
North America.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Irish
Yeah, great
girls.
spot.
Irish
Great
girls
spot.
drank us under the table there one night.
Did they?
So yeah, it's
Irish girls drank us under the
Oh, I
table,
believe
and
it.
they were mad that we weren't
I
keep
believe
drinking at 3 a.m. I'm like, we just had 25 pitchers, but yeah, sure, we'll keep drinking.
My last trip to Scotland, they drink a lot there too.
Yeah, I love the Irish. I absolutely
A
love it.
lot.
Yeah. So, but no, Philadelphia is a fun town. Like I've had some fun at Philadelphia, but I just don't like their football teams.
Teams?
Well, team, I guess.
Because the other team, I think it's Temple. Like the Temple Owls in the Philadelphia area.
Yeah.
They have the
Temple's in
University of
Philadelphia.
Pennsylvania. Or no,
Yeah, University of Pennsylvania is there.
Yeah,
I'm
what's
pretty
the-
sure. But
they-
they don't have a football team, I don't think. I think they have a basketball team. I
they
don't know
have
if they have
that
a
old.
football team.
Remember when we go to the practices, the Oilers would sometimes practice at that old arena, and there was the
Yeah.
old football stadium where they played at.
Yeah, it was
Jack would always go visit it.
It was an Ivy League school.
University of Pennsylvania. Isn't
No,
it?
I thought it was an Ivy League school.
I think University of Pennsylvania might be Ivy League.
Is it? I don't know.
And the arena's called like Class of.
It was an old. It was like it was a
92
tinderbox.
stadium or
Yeah.
arena or whatever. It's
It was
like,
like
just a very strange
speaking
name.
of like I remember I used to do run the Pioneer League circuit. So I used to go to places like Great Falls, Montana, and Butte, and places like that, and Helena. And I remember some of these. They were playing in these like 100-year-old baseball parks.
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
like, my God, if, this is a tinderbox. This thing goes, the whole thing goes. But it was like 100-year-old wood. You're sitting up there in a rickety.
You
press
and I were
box.
in Portland, and they had that old ballpark that's like 100 years old. But
Yeah, they turned it into a
the-
soccer stadium.
and it's actually pretty fun.
Yeah,
Really
turned it
neat
into
how
soccer
they did
stadium
that.
for the Portland.
University
Yeah.
of Pennsylvania, the Quackers.
Quakers.
Quakers, sorry.
Quackers.
They do have a
Quack,
football
quack.
program.
Are they Ivy League?
Yeah.
Maybe that's where they practice.
They still are playing football. Franklin Field.
That's the one. And the arena's Class of 1923 arena.
Didn't realize they're still playing. And there's Ivy League division is in the second level of NCAA. They're not in the top
So
tier.
Division 2.
Well, it's still Division One. There's two. There's FBS and there's FCS Division One, and FCS is the lower one. FBS is the higher one. Bama fell to Florida State this weekend.
It did.
Archie Manning.
I was gonna text Bob, see how he's doing.
Archie Manning had not a great debut for Texas as they lost to Ohio State. He did not look good.
Heard that. They're like, he's not a Manning. It's like weird.
If it, well, to one degree, like,
Wasn't he, like,
it was only one
18?
game, but through the
I think
first
so, yeah.
game,
18 freshman.
Yeah.
He's a
What,
freshman, true
through
freshman.
3 quarters didn't have a point scored.
Yeah.
Going up against Ohio State.
So
But it wasn't great. And then you have the U beat Notre Dame on Sunday.
Just throw those hands up, right?
yeah,
Damn right.
it's Catholics versus convicts, eh?
Yeah.
The old
The
Catholic
convicts win once again.
convicts win. That was the moniker for that game. Catholics
For a
versus
long time.
convicts.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. And there's a documentary on a kid that actually put the t-shirts out. Catholics versus convicts, and how the university kicked him out of school and wanted to sue him.
Oh, my
Because he was making so much money.
Which university?
I think it was Notre Dame.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Collingwood Rob says DVD.
Yeah.
Spoken like a true Cowboys fan. You sound like my best friend talking from the grave about the catch. As a Green Bay fan, I thought the Cowboys docuseries was very good.
Yeah, and as a Green Bay fan, you talk about another catch. What was it then? It was that playoff game where, who was it? Caught the ball, took 6 steps, got tackled, and dropped it in the end zone. They said it was no catch. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Remember that play? The catch that wasn't a catch.
No.
Which game?
Des Bryant. It wasn't the championship game. It was a
Des
divisional
Bryant,
playoff.
yeah,
Des
he was
Bryant
on the
catches ball,
sideline, caught it, went
took
down.
4 steps, went down, the ball fell out of his
Yeah.
hands, and they said,
He didn't maintain possession,
he didn't
throw the
maintain
catch.
possession throughout the catch. I'm like, he took 4 steps. How does that not mean catch?
That's why we
They got
still
robbed.
can't define
Well,
what isn't a catch.
it's
in the
ridiculous.
They
NFL.
fixed it since then. At that point, it was very much,
It was like-
football is known for kicking, passing, and catching and running. And one of those 4 elements, they didn't
They
understand
don't
what
know
it
how to
was.
catch. So you have to maintain possession throughout the entire. Like he caught the ball, stopped, took 3 steps, reached out for the goal line, the ball fell out of his hand, not a catch, and that was the most ridiculous call in the history of football.
Avery is in the nasty chat saying hashtag Des didn't catch it.
He did catch it. Go back and watch it. Catched it.
Oh, Wheels. The Saints are winning the Super Bowl this season. No, they're not, Wheels.
With
No, they're
what
not.
quarterback?
I was looking at the Saints.
Let's
cap
just turn this
space.
into how many times the Cowboys have been screwed over in the last.
Enough.
The Saints, the next 2 years, the Saints have a ridiculous amount of dead cap space. It's highlighted this year by Marshawn Lattimore having $31.6 million in dead money on their cap. Derek Carr's 19.2. They've got an 11, a 9.1, a 7.3, a 4.5, a 2.3, a 1.8, and a $1.2 million cap hits this year on just dead money.
Wow.
Straight up dead money. Next year, though, it's even better. Derek Carr has dead money. They have a cap hit of dead money from Derek Carr. The other ones they have over $1 million is 3.5, 9.2, a 12 million. What do you guys think the cap hit next year for Derek Carr is for the New Orleans Saints with dead money?
35 million.
25.
Derek Carr. Yeah, I think wasn't a $25 million
I
deal.
think so.
The cap hit the Saints have for next year on Derek Carr as dead money is $59.67 million.
Oh,
Holy smokes.
well,
That's like an entire NHL roster.
wow.
Oh my God.
Dead money they have just on Derek Carr next year is basically $60 million.
It's the Mammoths. Yeah, you're probably right. It's the Mammoths.
Yeah, it's like the cheap team that doesn't put any. They just
Nothing.
go to the floor.
Well, it's
floor.
But if their top three guys of just dead money is that's 60, 70, 80, $82 million in dead cap space for next season. They have to
Brilliant.
get through the next couple of years.
Yeah.
And then they could go spend. I think what happened is they've restructured a lot of contracts and things and just kept pushing things down the line.
You kept kicking a can down.
Well, the can is here now, and you've got to deal with it.
Eventually, you got to deal with it. Yes.
So that one is, I was looking at this week, and I was like, Derek Carr, you're like, oh yeah, 30 some for Lattimore. Well, that's big. And then 60 million.
But that's when the GM's
done.
like, well, that's not going to be my problem down the road, right?
Sure.
Like this, I probably won't be here.
Yeah, he's getting
So
fired or
it's
something.
someone else's
That's
problem.
a
right?
poop sandwich.
That's
Tire
That's
fire.
when you got to.
Heat left the
kidding.
tire fire, you know?
Yeah.
Same thing.
I always wonder if they should make this clause where the GM that signed the deal with you, if he gets fired, then the deal goes non void.
Well, then every GM's getting fired.
Or
for
it
all
gets
their stupid
follows that
contracts.
follows them. The cap it actually
To the
follows
next-
them.
to the next
Yeah,
team.
follow-
The next team, they have to deal with it. So who's going to get hired?
Yeah,
You ever going to get hired
this
again
guy's
after
on your
this?
cap hit. Yeah,
The official drink of the EST Hangout is the Finnish long drink. Legend in 1952. A drink unlike any other sparkling refreshment. Real liquor. Longdrink.com/Canada where you can enter your postal code and find a liquor store and establishment nearest you with the long drink in stock. Coming up in about 20 minutes right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. It's Lock Shop. Myself and Huss. We'll look back on the weekend. He had his own bus. They had two buses from Winnipeg to Regina and then back to Winnipeg. So we will talk with him about his experience in the Bombers' loss. We'll talk about the Elks and the Stamps. We'll talk Ticats and Argos with him. We'll see if the lines are put out for this upcoming weekend, and we'll see if we can guess the lines for that one if those do get dropped. We've got two guys in a goalie, yourself with Gager and Cass. We've got EST afternoons.
I'm on two guys in a
I
goalie?
sent that email late last week.
Oh, okay. All good.
two guys in a goal.
Good thing he showed up.
It's been a long
been a
few
long couple of
days.
days.
I think it was like
Okay.
Friday afternoon.
Yes.
That one went
Long
out.
couple days.
Yeah,
EST
Dusty's
afternoons. Hernan and Gager, and then the Reed Wilkins show with Jay Milne. Guess who's back in the office today?
Reed Wilkins.
Reed Wilkins makes his glorious return.
Did he go on holidays?
He was gone for 2 weeks.
Where'd he go?
He was supposed to volunteer at the Fringe for part of it because he always does, but he missed the deadline to volunteer, so he just went to a bunch of Fringe shows, and then he had a wedding, and he had days to kill. So now Reed's back.
I see. I missed the Fringe this year. That would have been nice to go down there.
The weather was awesome.
Weather,
wasn't it?
yeah,
If I'm
turned out
remembering
better, yeah.
correctly.
Yeah, yeah. the
Oh, it's
Fringe.
just late August. The weather's just turned for. We're now getting summer. Maybe this is just pushes everything back nicely.
I'll take it.
I'll take it. I'll take a nice warm September.
Like, I'm not rushing to get back to Rogers Place. I still don't have
2
the
weeks?
itch. Yeah.
Is that it?
Well,
I'm
rookies
almost-
are on the 10th.
Rookies are on the 10th.
Yeah.
So rookies report on the 10th.
When's Penticton?
They're not doing
There's
it.
no Penticton.
Oh, there's no Penticton.
Penticton's in the WHL now.
Yeah, the V's.
So they just can't use the rink because it's being used already or something.
Because, like, preseason starts this week for the Dub.
Yeah, yeah.
Regular season, we'll be knocking on the door of the regular season at that
I
point.
think
would
September 20th. I thought was the
Yeah,
regular season.
and that's
opener.
usually
Yeah,
when
it's
the
usually
Young
early.
Stars was going to be.
Yeah. So yeah. So the rookies are on no rookie game. I think they have a rookie
I
rookie
think they have
game.
some something set up for that.
Yeah, and then but what rookies are here? Like, what do you always have?
Ike Howard.
I guess, but he's supposed to make the team.
Bo Wakey. Sam O'Reilly. Oh, wait a second.
I'm all right.
Kidding.
This is the EST Hangout. It is
Do you think
presented
Ike
by.
Howard make the team? Sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Do you think Ike Howard makes the team?
Yeah.
Stays there all year?
That I have some questions about. I could see him if he doesn't take right away, maybe get a little stint down.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they want to get these guys some time and build them up, but he's got so much hype around him.
Well,
I
the
think.
best was when Rutger McGarity wanted guaranteed in Winnipeg. They wouldn't give it to him.
Yep.
So they traded him. And then when they played Winnipeg, Pittsburgh played Winnipeg, McGarity was in the minors.
Well,
and
they
the fans were all
chanted.
like, "Where is Rutger?
Yeah.
Where is Rutger?"
Nice.
I love the
games.
fans in Winnipeg. They're awesome.
They have some great chants.
They're awesome. Like they're so in tune. When Ovechkin was there, Crosby's better.
They're
they're awesome.
They're
They're
like,
awesome.
yeah, it's not just the Let's Go Oilers or whatever.
Was the best. I think he may start here, but I still think those NCAA guys need a year pro. Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah,
Rutger, 8 games, a goal, 2 assists.
That's right.
Even sent down to Wilkes-Barre, 39 points in 60 games.
Yeah. He wanted a guarantee to play in the NHL, and then Winnipeg said, "Did you see how good our team was? Have you seen how good our team was?" And then he thought I might have a chance in Pittsburgh, but
And that's not a good
where
team.
is Rutger? That was awesome.
EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. Canada Storage experts more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life transition. Canadian storage provider. 50% off on all units for 12 weeks. That's for this month in September. So check them out, sentinel.ca, to find a convenient location nearest you or to jump on that deal with Sentinel Storage. Rob from the Grove, Derek Van Diest from NHL.com, Tom Gazzola, Matt Iwanyk with you here on the Hangout. Yes, Wheels. He says Big Uke was on TSN yesterday, I believe. We all were.
once or twice.
Thanks for jumping in on
I
that
wasn't.
Right on top of
one.
it,
No,
Wheels.
for all of us that
You
were
guys
there on the
were on
bus, we were
TSN.
on TSN a few times. So, yeah, he has changed his Big Uke. I wonder how long. I don't know if this will be just official, but he's supersized Indiana Jones still in the nasty chat. I don't know if he's changing that name anytime soon.
That was great.
Oh yeah, and
Who's
Matt,
the super
He
sized
loved
Indiana
it.
Jones?
Oh, man, he
that
loved
was
it.
great. That was
Matt
fun.
at the Garrison. Reed played some golf too. Yeah, Reed and Jay joined Matt at the Edmonton Garrison, and they golfed there. And our fantasy football league, Dusty and I are in. We didn't golf in it because we both had individual plans, I think. But our fantasy league golfed at the Garrison on Sunday morning before our draft.
Excellent. A text came in, and I like this text, and I am curious to hear what you guys have to say about this because J-Mo and Rick talked about this a little bit on the Nielsen show this morning. Text says, this is from my dad.
Nice.
What's up, Reno?
Hello, Reno.
He says, does Trey Ford get into the game on Saturday if Cody does not have a good start?
No.
But that's a valid question.
No, they're moving forward with Cody. You can see that that's the plan.
Yeah.
I like the only thing is I said for yesterday, I'm surprised maybe in the last drive they didn't make the change just to protect Cody for Saturday. He ended up actually coming up limping a little bit. That'd be the only thing. Like garbage time, just go to the other guy to save Cody. Like just some reps and get in the rest, especially on a shorter week. It would have to be like 42-0, I would think, type thing that you're going to see Trey. Like I think the only time we see Trey again this season, there's 2. Cody gets hurt, or they lose to Calgary, they lose to Toronto, they lose to who's after Hamilton, they lose to then Winnipeg or whoever's next, and then it's like, okay, this is so far beyond. This is a massive losing streak. Maybe you switch to Trey, but I don't think you're seeing Trey again with the Elks.
There was a few people last night. We want Trey. We want Trey. It's like
Were they
Not happening.
really drunk or were they serious?
both.
Were they Stamps fans?
No,
Oh, okay.
they were sitting in our section.
Okay.
I
But,
think
yeah.
the thing with Trey that comes up and why in a game like that you might call for him is if your O-line is crap or not playing well, and you see Cody Fajardo running for a lot, and he is a good quarterback at doing that, but Trey's faster.
True.
Yeah.
And if you need a quarterback that can be mobile and focus on not getting sacked or, having to, all that escape and then go, it's you go to Trey for that to help alleviate that.
Yeah.
So because that's the one thing you could say Trey, one thing that he's actually good at is the chaos.
Yeah.
He plays well in the chaos. That's when he makes his big plays.
True.
So that would be the one argument that you actually have of why you would do that. But Cody he's earned it to still be the guy. And I think even
so,
on
yeah.
Saturday, he's earned that it's his team till the end. And also, that's just what has been indicated from this franchise.
Yeah. It is interesting, like talking to players and the staff with the Elks. Like it has shifted. It's Cody's team, and it's like they want him to be their guy. I think I talked to Dunbar at half in one game, and he talked about Cody and his impact and all that. And Milt threw it up to the panel. I was still listening, and Milt's like, that sounds like a guy that's telling everyone that he wants Cody to be the quarterback going forward. And Dunbar is a veteran, and he's your wide receiver one, and all this. And I was like, oh, okay. So they're kind of like in a roundabout way saying, please stick with Cody.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. If it's a blowout, they might bring him in. I don't know, but I like the direction the Elks are going. Like start of the season. Like I said, they were there. They just got to make those plays, and they've been getting better. Like that's all you can ask for.
They have been, but they also had a very soft schedule in August that when you look at the opponents that they took on and how they won those games, they actually weren't that impressive. They do not have a signature win this season.
No, not yet. But you can only beat the teams they play in front of you, right?
100%, but now like you have those games that now these are the good opponents that you're going up against, and it's hard to see how many more wins they can have because, against Montreal, a lot of backups. Mm-hmm. Against Toronto. But now Nick Arbuckle's playing better, and at the time they weren't a good football team, but that's not a backup team.
Yeah.
Or that's a backup leading that team. Didn't have a running game. And then Ottawa was, Dustin Crum, not Drew Brown.
Yeah.
And Toronto and Ottawa at the time were the two worst teams in the CFL anyway. So that's the one argument that you can make. Or I think people, like Farhan Lalji tweeted after the Ottawa win he was more impressed with their 2 losses to Saskatchewan Hamilton than he was the 3 wins that the Elks had.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get that. As an aside with the Argos, do you think Chad Kelly ever plays another game for them or even plays another game in the CFL?
Yes.
Yeah.
The one thing I would say is Nick Arbuckle going to have this season again next year?
I doubt
Can you
it.
bank on Nick Arbuckle being this quarterback again next year, or is this just the career year? And that's Chad Kelly's a solid quarterback. He's got off the field, he's an idiot. Mm-hmm. Off the field, that still needs to be worked on. But on the field, he's a solid quarterback. But then there is also the question mark of he's coming off of a huge injury. Can he be that quarterback even?
Good question.
So I think if you're Toronto to a degree, Nick Arbuckle doesn't have a contract, so I don't know what you would do there. But I think you try to bring both back. But I think somebody would give Chad Kelly a shot. If
I
Toronto
think they'd
did.
give him a shot. Yeah.
Interesting.
Someone will give him a shot.
Ottawa could use him.
Yeah. But when does Elgersma come back up north after this season?
Possibly. But then he'd go to Winnipeg. They have his rights.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it could be interesting with the quarterback carousel next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a potential Trey would be a free agent because I could see the Elks cutting bait with him, possibly.
Trevor Harris is having a great year, I know, but he's already starting to talk about post-career.
Yeah. But that's kind of why they were supposed to bring in Jake Mayer. But, do you bring in a Nick Arbuckle? Do you go for Chad Kelly if you can? Because it's going to be Curtis Rourke's going to be a while, I think. Mm-hmm. Again, Elgersma's there for Winnipeg. And it's like Drew Brown is a solid, he's a decent quarterback, I should say, for Ottawa, but he's never healthy. So what do they do? And you just never know about Bo. You just never know when he's going to just be like, I'm ready for my TSN career.
Yeah.
It'll be waiting for him, I think.
Oh, absolutely
Yeah.
will be.
Yeah. He's got that kind of charisma and whatnot to like, right? So,
He's always great on Grey Cup.
yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I like Bo.
Yeah.
And I but I despised watching him in Calgary just decimate the Eskimos / Elks. And I get to deal with him, and I'm like, okay, you're cocky as hell,
100%.
but you back it up. And then when you want to get down to business and you know when to turn on, he gets it, and he works with you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I respect that.
Rob, thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for
Great.
being a nasty.
Absolutely.
Glad you had a fun time yesterday, and you made it here today also
I
from
made
yesterday.
it here. Still got a voice. I'm good.
Yeah,
so,
you do.
DVD, thanks for coming in as well.
No problem.
What do you have working up this week? Just
Well, just, preparing stuff. I'm getting ready go to Vegas for the players tour. Basically just talking to a bunch of players and trying to get it all organized and then go from there type thing. So
You're going to be at the day club in Vegas,
at
aren't
the
you?
what club?
Day club?
I don't know where what's the day club. I'm,
You
what,
are lying through your teeth.
I'm a little over Vegas, to be honest. I've been there a lot last few years, and it's getting expensive. It's always hot.
Oh.
You got to fight the crowd.
good thing the
Popping
company pays
bottles,
for you to head there a
wearing a
little bit.
Speedo.
Well, no,
at
but
the
I'm
day
just
club.
saying. What I'm saying.
Glasses on.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone for tuning into the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. Coming up next, myself and us, we've got the Lock Shop. We've got Two Guys in Goal, EST Afternoons, Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, and a VIP on our audio stream, VIP Golf Show replay with Maureen Curtis from Sunday on behalf of Rob from the Grove, Nasty Club number 187. Derek Van Diest from NHL.com, Tom Gazzola, I am Matt Iwanyk. Thanks for tuning in to Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Lock Shop coming up in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Look at this. Let's go.
There you go, right in front of the camera.
First time guest, long time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola with here. Joining us today,